وبه نستعين. السلام عليكم جميعا. Thank you for joining us in the second webinar held by the e-learning committee at the Faculty of Allied Health. I'm Dr. Munira Al-Khayas from the Department of Medical Laboratory Sciences. Once again, we would like to thank Jarrib for hosting our session today. We would like to especially thank Mr. Badr Al-Shatti for his help and support and step-by-step in holding each of our webinars. وشكرا على سعة صدرك أستاذ بدر وما قصرت ويانا. I would like to also thank, and it's a pleasure to have, engineer Mohammad Al-Eidi, and we had a lot of positive feedback, mashallah, from all of you who attended the last webinar on how he explained clearly the steps, and he very promptly also provided the material recorded and the PDF material afterwards. We will do the same for this webinar, inshallah. Everything will be available, the PDF and the recorded lecture. So if you miss something, inshallah, you can go back to it in your own time. We urged previously in our emails, and now we urge you again. For those of you who did not hold their pilot lecture or trial lecture, to do that. Because if we face the problems now, whether it's between the students that you have or from the problems from the students or from yourself, collectively, if we run into the problems now, we solve them early on before the commencement of the official online teaching. It's better for us and you, and also you will be more comfortable using a platform you've used multiple times. Thank you once again, and inshallah we will start with Mohammed. But one more thing, sorry. We will have the Q&A open for the technical questions regarding Teams throughout the webinar, but it's better to wait near the end so that your question, if it's answered live, that you don't ask it and it's actually answered within the live session. Also for the chat, we will have it for the direct interaction. Direct interaction, if Mohammed says, if everything is clear, the speed and so on, if you can interact with us via the chat. ويعطيكم العافية وما قصرتوا. تفضل مهندس.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mohammad Al-Eidi again. I'm a petroleum engineer by profession. I'd like to welcome you all to this session where we're gonna speak about advanced features in Microsoft Teams. Hopefully all of you joined the last lecture. If not, you can watch it on YouTube later. We provided the link and the document so that you better understand this lecture, since this lecture would be building on top of what we learned last time. Just quickly, I want to check in the chat if you can all hear me correctly or properly, and if you can all see my screen properly so that we can start. Please write in the chat, and Dr. Munira will tell me about your responses.
Yes, they all can hear you so far. Nobody has any issues, inshallah.
All right, great. Okay, so let's get started. So this will be the agenda for today's session. And as you can see here, we're now in the session introduction. First, we're gonna start talking about customizing your class. So we'll go to your class or team that you have created and see more features and build on the features that we spoke about last time, and see more settings and more things that you can do with your class or team. Then we're going to speak about Microsoft Stream and what it can do and how it can manage our recorded lecture, even if the lectures were pre-recorded and not recorded with the students of the class. So we'll see also how to create pre-recorded lectures. Then we're going to speak about more features in the assignments after we spoke about them last time. And we're going to delve into quizzes and introduce how to make quizzes and how to grade those quizzes. After that, we'll quickly go through other buttons that we haven't spoken about last time. And then we'll have miscellaneous matters that we can add at the end if we have time. And also, if we have more time, we'll try to answer all your questions that you have by the end of the lecture. So once again, I just want to make sure you can use the Q&A throughout the session, but please, it's better to keep your questions for the end because I might answer them during the lecture. And the chat would be for me asking you some questions if you can hear clearly, is my pace fine or not, and so on and so forth. So keep the chat for that. Okay, so let's get started. So we'll go into Microsoft Teams once again. Just let me close my camera here. All right, so we'll go into Microsoft Teams. And as we know, we have all of our teams here. And this is the physiotherapy class that we created last time. So we're gonna go into this class and we're gonna go into the Files tab. So the first thing that we're gonna talk about is how to manage our files properly. All right, so here, as we spoke last time, we have the class materials folder, which is the folder that can only be viewed by students and cannot be edited by students. And we said outside this folder, students can edit these files that are outside, and so they can view them and they can edit them. Okay. In Teams, there are different permissions to each file. A file can either be editable, which are these files outside. It can be view only, which is the files inside this folder. And there's a third option, which is hidden or don't share. The don't share option or hidden option allows the folder to only be visible for myself, and the students will not be able to see it. Furthermore, any file I have here, I can make it view only or make it hidden, not just the class materials. Okay, so to do that, we'll go to a program called Microsoft SharePoint. And we can go to it by clicking this button on the top right corner. It says Open SharePoint, and we'll use that to manage our folders. Okay, before that, let's add a folder here. I have a folder that's called Rename Me. Okay, so I'll upload this folder now here. And this folder basically has all the course material throughout this course and the homeworks as well. So let's open it. Let's wait for it to load. Okay, now it's just showing the 3 chapters. It's uploading the files one by one. Okay, so now we can see this folder has 4 chapters and 4 homeworks. Let's assume this is the entire material for the whole semester. All right. So I wouldn't want the student to be able to see it throughout the semester. I just want the homeworks to be here for myself so that I can easily access them when I want to create the assignments in the future. And I don't want to provide all the chapters to the students immediately. I want to keep them here hidden and only I can see them so that I can send them to the students more easily one by one instead of uploading it from my computer every time. So how to do that? First, let's go back to General. And let's do what the file is asking us to do. We want to rename this file. So how can we rename it? We'll just click on the 3 dots here and click on rename. We'll call it hidden materials and save. Okay. So that's how we rename a folder. We named it to hidden materials and we have a class materials too. Okay. So now to the part where we can manage our files. We'll maximize the screen again. And as we said, we'll click on Open SharePoint in the top right corner. When we open SharePoint, it will take us to the SharePoint website. And there we have to sign in if we're not signed in, but hopefully I'm already signed in. Let me check. Yes, I'm signed in. Okay. Of course, you can see your account on the top right corner to know if you're signed in. If you weren't signed in, you'll have a button to tell you to sign in, and you can sign in using your university email and portal password. Okay, so what can we see here? On the top left corner, we can see our class's name, Physiotherapy 101, or our team's name, Physiotherapy 101, so that we know which class folders we're looking at. Okay, and here we have after document, we have general, which is the name of the channel that we're looking at. So here in the team, we know that we're in the general channel in the physiotherapy team. Okay, so we can know that here too by the top left corner here and the general button here. Okay, to know what are these folders. As you can see here, the class materials folder is not here, it's hidden because we cannot edit it from SharePoint. It's a default folder that's there for all classes, and it will always be view only for students. So we cannot edit its options. But what can we do here? Here we can manage the permissions for any folder by just clicking on the folder. So I click here anywhere on the student input, and we can see here on the right side, it says student input, and here we have access, okay? And we can manage this access, and this is basically the permissions we're speaking about. If we click on manage access, we'll see different things here, okay? We'll see the owners, which are myself. I'm using Dr. Munir's account. and any owners in the Physiotherapy 101 class. Okay, the owners can see all folders, they can edit all folders, and they can do anything they like. So it will be most likely myself and the teacher's assistant. Okay, then we have the physiotherapy visitors. The visitors are basically people who don't have KU accounts. We most likely will not deal with these people, but if we click here, we have three options, and we can see that they have the option can view. So visitors by default can only view any document, even the ones outside the class materials. Okay, and we have can edit. If I click this, they will be able to edit this file that I selected now, but we don't want that. Okay, and there is stop sharing, so they will not be able to see it. Okay, so these are the three permissions that I spoke about earlier. They can only view, or they can edit, or they can stop sharing. Okay, and then we have the Physiotherapy 101 members, which are the students themselves. And by default, any folder that's outside class materials will be can edit for the students. Okay, this file is called student input. So I most likely want the student to put their input here. So I'll keep it as can edit. If I have any guests that I want to also edit and put their info in this folder, I can click on can edit, and it will change the permission for those people. Okay, and that's basically it. I changed the permission for this folder. Okay, what if I want to hide this folder that I called hidden materials? Okay, I'll also click on it, and then I'll see manage access here. I'll click on manage access. We can see the owners, the visitors can only view it. I don't want anyone to view it, so I'll click on stop sharing and say remove. Of course, I'm not removing the folder, I'm just removing the permission of these students. Okay, and once again, for the members, which are the students, I'll click on stop sharing and then click on remove. And now the students won't be able to see this hidden materials folder, and only I will be able to see it inside Teams. All right, what else do you want to do here? Yeah, another thing that we can do is we can click on the channel name itself, general. If I click on the channel name itself, we'll see here it's saying general. I can manage the access for the entirety of this channel. So if I click here, if I want the entirety of my files to be view only, after clicking on general, I'll go to the students and make them can view. But here I have folders that I want students to edit, so I will not do this to the entire channel, and I will just edit the folders one by one. Okay, and what's the advantage of creating a hidden materials folder? Why didn't I put the files one by one? Because this way I will only have to change the permission for the folder, and automatically all the files inside will follow it. So if this is don't share, all the files inside it will be don't share. Even if I add files in the future inside it, they will automatically be don't share with the students. Okay, so I don't have to set this permission for all the files one by one. So this is the advantage of creating a folder. Okay, so this is basically it for the SharePoint and how to use SharePoint. All right. And next point we want to speak about is, we'll go back here to the team, and we want to speak about moving or copying folders. I think in the last lecture we already saw how to move a file, but this time we also want to see how to move or edit. Okay, so here we have the references folder, and let's say I want to copy it to a different class. If I click here on the three dots, I have move and I have copy. So what's the difference? If I click on move, it will take this folder and move it to a different channel or anywhere else, even inside this channel, and it will be moved there and removed from here. If I click on copy, it will keep this copy of it here and create a copy elsewhere. There's no paste inside Teams, they're just copy. When I click copy, it will automatically paste it somewhere else. So there's no paste option. So let's click on copy and see what happens. Okay, so it showed me that I'm in the general channel from the Physiotherapy 101. And as I said, I want to move it to a different channel. So how do I move it to a different channel in a different team? So I click on this button here, and I went outside to Physiotherapy channel. I'll click on it once again, and it will show me all my teams. So I can move this folder to class 1. Okay, which channel in class 1? Let's say I want to move it to discussion in class 1. We have no folders here. I'll just click copy, and it will take the folder there. So now this references folder can be found in class 1 in discussion. Let's go check it out. Class 1, discussion, and the files. And we have the references copied to here. Okay, let's go back to the physiotherapy channel. Okay, so what if we want to move a folder from the same channel to a different folder inside the same channel? Why do we want to do that? So here I want to share with the students chapter 2, for example. So we reach chapter 2 and I want them to see it, but this folder is the hidden materials, so they can't see it. So what I'll do is I'll click here and I'll copy it to the class materials so they can view it. I'll click on copy. I'll go to the class materials here and I'll just click copy and it will take it there. So now I have 2 copies of chapter 2, one inside hidden materials that the students can't see, and one will be inside the class materials, and now the students can see it. So this is the advantage of preparing all your classes materials in a hidden folder from the start of the semester so that you have the folders easily accessible. So we spoke about moving folders and about copying folders and about managing your files generally. Okay. So we're still in the first section of the lecture, which is customizing your channels. The next step is adding new tabs. So here on the top, we call these tabs. What if we want to add new tabs? We simply can click on this plus button here. It says add a tab. If I click on it, it will give me a search and a full list here. These first 2 rows are internal apps that are from Microsoft, and they are already downloaded. But if I go here to more tabs, I can search through many tabs that are external apps that could be integrated into Teams. Okay, and I can add any of these tabs up here. So we can see here YouTube. It's not a default app or an internal app with Microsoft, but I added it by searching for YouTube, clicking on it, and then clicking on add. This will add YouTube up there for me, which I have already done. And I can see YouTube here. And we can search for the apps, as I said, or scroll through them. And chances are you might find some apps here that you already use on your phone, for example. So you can check it out and see what it provides to your channel, and you can optimize your experience or your students' experience with that app. Okay, so let's take one of the examples. This example is Excel. Let's click on Excel here. When I click on Excel, it will ask me to choose a folder that's already inside my channel's files. I cannot upload from my computer. It has to already be uploaded to my channel. All right, so we have this Excel folder here, which is called Student Input. We'll choose it. But before that, let's choose a name for this tab. Let's call it Input. Okay, so the tab's name that will appear up here will be called Input, and we'll choose this file as the Excel file that will appear in the tab. Okay, and here we can see this check mark that I can uncheck or check. What this does is it will post a post in the channel telling students that your teacher added a new tab. So if I want to notify students about it, it's better to keep it checked. If I want to just add a tab here without notifying people and they can just be surprised when they see it, I can uncheck it. But let's check it and see what happens. I'll just click on save. It will now create this new tab. It called it Input as we named it. And now we have this Excel file here, and I can even edit it inside Teams. I don't have to go to Excel. Okay, so I can open it and edit it as I like by opening this tab. Okay, and this folder that I chose was can be edited by students. So students can go to this tab and fill in their information. Why did I do this? I want students to fill in their student name and their university number and their emails, so that every student in the class, I have his information and I can invite him more easily to classes, and we'll see that later. Here I had instructions on how to fill it, but I think it's not loading correctly. But I had information on how to, or instructions on how to add your name, your university ID, and your email for students. If the folder that I choose here was view only inside files, students can only view it and they will not be able to edit it. So if this folder or this file, student input, was view only, students can still see this tab, but they won't be able to edit it or fill in their information. Okay, so that's a point to keep in mind. So you can put for example, the class's grades here, so that they can view them, but they cannot edit them. And yeah, now the instructions loaded correctly. I told them to insert their name as it appears in Teams. I told them to insert university ID without any spaces and to enter their university email, and gave them an example of how to enter it here. Okay, so that's for the Excel tab. Let's look into other tabs. The same thing that we did with Excel, we can do it with Word, with PowerPoint, with PDF, with any other Office document that we can put here for students to edit or to view. So we can do it with Word, Excel, or PowerPoint, but we have to have the folder already inside the channel. And any edit that occurs to this folder right here is automatically saved. So it will be saved in the file that's here. So it's the same folder. So anything that I put here, it will save automatically. I don't have to click save. Okay, so let's go and add a different tab. We have this tab called website. Let's click on website. It's telling me to name the tab. I'll name the tab Google. And it's telling me to insert a URL. I can enter a URL for any website so that it shows the website on this page. For example, I'm gonna add Google now, but you could put a website that's a good reference for your students so that throughout the course they can see it over and over again, because you know that this website is a good reference for them. But here I'll add Google. It's saying that it's invalid. Oh yeah, we have to add this before any link, which is HTTPS. Yeah, now it will recognize it. Okay, and I will not post about this tab in the post tab. I'll save it. And now it created a tab called Google. So any student, if he wants to go to Google quickly, he has this tab here. And if I change my mind and I don't like it, I can rename it or I can remove it. And I removed the website tab. And as we can see here, when you put the Excel file or tab, we told it to post about it. So it posted about it. We can, for example, mention students at general and ask them to fill it. Please fill the following tab. Okay, so this is about adding other tabs. Now we'll see features inside post tab after we saw how to add different tabs and we saw more customization of files. We want to see how we can customize our posts tab more and more. After we have added the YouTube app here, after we have added it, we'll find here at the bottom the YouTube symbol. So I can click on this YouTube symbol, or if I don't see it, I can click on the 3 dots and search for YouTube here, then open it, but I already have it. So here it's telling me to browse for videos on YouTube. So let's write herniated discs, for example. So I saw this video, maybe I want to share this video, so I'll click on it. Another way, I could directly paste the URL of the video if I have it, and then it will also appear. So I'll choose this video. And I can also write anything for the students. I can even make it formatted. Please watch the video before next lecture. Okay, and then I can post it. So this is a way to post YouTube videos here. And we can do the same by clicking this button here, which says stream. But this time we cannot search, we can only paste a link from Microsoft Stream, which is something we'll talk about later in this session. But Microsoft Stream basically has videos and I can paste the video link here and share it with the students as a post. Okay. And then the next thing we want to talk about in customizing my post tab is making surveys for students. Okay, so how can we make surveys? If we click on these 3 dots here, it will show us this app. It's called Forms. Forms is basically the app for Microsoft, that they use for making surveys or for making quizzes. Okay, So this will come in handy in making small surveys for students. For example, I want to ask them which date do they prefer for the exam. So I'll click on it, and it will allow me to create a survey now. Here it's asking me to put a question here. First term date, choose the dates that you prefer. Okay, and I can add options here. For example, 27th of June or 7th of July, and I can add more options here. For example, let's say 14th of July. Okay, and now by the standard option is that they can only choose one answer, but if I click on this, it will allow multiple answers. So a student can, if the student is okay with all the dates, he can choose all the dates. If he is okay with the first two, he can choose the first two. So he can put multiple answers. Okay, so if we click next, it will show me how the survey will look. And you can see the boxes are squared and not circular. When they're squared, it means I can choose more than one answer. When it's circular, I can only choose one answer. So this is how it will look for students. I can edit it if I don't like it, or I can just send it and it will appear in my posts tab. So now we see here, we have the survey up here and the results down here. I can even join the survey. I'll choose the first two, for example, and submit the vote. And we can see that the results will be updated immediately. Okay, if you can see here on the top right, we have these faces, or what Microsoft calls reactions. We can also make surveys using these. How we can do that? Let's write a post to add these. Okay, we'll write which dates do you prefer for the first midterm? Sorry, midterm. Use. And then we'll click on this face here. We can tell them to use the heart reaction. The heart, let's call it reaction so that they know we want reactions. Use the heart reaction for 27th of June. Use the thumbs up reaction, for example, for 7th of July. We'll just post this really quickly. Now we have this post here. And how can they vote? They can either click the heart if they want the first date, or the thumbs up if they want the second date. We can also add the different faces for any other dates. So this is just a different fun way to add surveys instead of using forms. But this time they can only put one answer. They cannot put multiple answers. So the student can vote for the second date, and we'll see the results here on the corner of the post. Okay, so the student can also do these reactions for any reply. So if I put example, they can also have reactions to reply. So for example, I can create a post asking them to vote for both midterms, and then each midterm has its own reply so that they vote on each midterm by voting on each reply. The same is with forms. Forms can be posted as comments. This is by clicking these three dots here on the reply and then adding forms. But we already created one as a post, but just to know, we can create them as replies also. Okay, so we're basically done with the first section of the lecture, which is customizing your class. Now we're gonna go into Microsoft Stream. I just wanna ask if you could reply in the chat. Am I going too fast, or is it okay? Write okay if I'm going okay, and write fast if I'm going too fast, so that I could slow down.
Okay, one person said a bit, but the rest are saying okay. مهندسنا لو تبطئ حبة واحدة.
Okay, I'll try to slow down a bit because I just want to cover all the material today, but okay, I'll try to slow down a bit. And even if you miss something or anything, you could also go back to the recording and rewatch it. You also have the document. So I'm using this document. That's why I'm looking to my left every time, because I don't want to miss any point. So that's why you'll notice me looking down there. This document will also be shared with you, as well as the uploaded lecture. Okay. So the next thing we want to talk about is Microsoft Streams. What is Microsoft Stream? This is basically a video, sorry, video providing service for Microsoft. You can think of it as YouTube, but for organizations. So KU has its own Microsoft Stream website that all of KU's organization members can view the videos there. Okay, so that's basically Microsoft Stream. And here we use it to upload our lectures so that we can provide them for the students. So Microsoft Stream can be added as a tab so that we put all our recorded videos for students or recorded lectures. Okay, if we click add and then we come here, we can see the stream button. I'll just click on it. So now it will show me different options. It will load Microsoft Stream first. Okay, so I have two choices. I could either put a channel or a video. And this channel is different than a Teams channel. This channel is basically a playlist of videos. So I could either put a playlist of videos or I could put a single video. And either way, it will ask me to paste the link for that channel or for that video. Okay, so I have to paste the link for a channel here. And it will ask me to name the tab. And then as we saw at the bottom, it will ask me, do you want to post about this tab that you added it, or you just want to add it without notifying people? So now we can't do anything or click on save because we don't have a channel. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to Microsoft Stream and create a channel. So how do we go there? We can either click here or we can just search for Microsoft Stream. Let's open Google. Sorry, I have a Google open here. Just write MS Stream. And we have it right here, Microsoft Stream. We'll go into the website. We can see that I'm not logged in or signed in, so I have to sign in. Let's wait for the sign-in window. It already signed me in because my information was already saved. If not, you would have to enter your university email as well as your portal password, which are the same that you used to log in into Microsoft Teams. Okay, so now we have Microsoft Stream open here. Okay, and on the top left corner, we can see my best friend here, which is my content. Why am I calling it my best friend? Because on Microsoft Stream, this is the most button that you'll use. And I believe this is basically the only button that you need as a teacher if you don't want to discover other videos. But in the website, you can see videos of other people here and you can search for them. Okay, but I'm gonna always go to my content. Whenever you're lost, just go back to my content. Okay, and it has many options down here. We'll just click on the first one, videos. And even though we clicked on videos, we can go to the other ones here in the list up here. Okay, so don't mind if you go to the wrong one, you can just go back to videos here. Okay, so what can I find in the video section of my content? These are all the videos that I have recorded inside meetings. Any video that I record inside any meeting will automatically be here and I will be able to view it. It will still be private, so other people won't be able to view it, but the people who were in the meeting will be able to view it. But that's basically the option. So it will not be shared with the entire organization, so don't worry about that. And you can share it with the entire organization if you want to. But sometimes you have a special meeting with another doctor, for example, and it will not be shared, don't worry. Only you and the doctor will be able to see the recording. Even if someone else has the link, it will take them to the video and tell them it's not visible. Okay. So as I said, here we can find all the recordings. Then the next section is groups. What are groups? Let's click on it. So now it's showing me these different groups. And if you notice, these are my teams or my classes, basically. We have the physiotherapy. We have class 1 that we saw earlier. So basically what groups is a different name for teams or classes, basically. So on Microsoft Stream, whenever you see a group, it means a team, but it just has a different naming than teams. Okay, so a team is basically a group. So here you can view all of your groups that you have created or teams that you have created on Microsoft Teams. Okay, then the next section is channels. If we click on channels, here we'll view all of our Microsoft Stream channels. These are, of course, different than Microsoft Teams channels. Channels here, they basically mean a list of videos, and that's basically it. So I already have a channel here that I created before for class 1, and I put the class 1 lectures here, and I can create a new channel, which is again a list of videos to put my lectures inside. So why did we come to Microsoft Stream to begin with? We wanted to create a new channel so that we can put the link of this channel inside the tab of our Microsoft Teams channel. So let's click on create a new channel. We can choose a name for this channel. I'll name it Physiotherapy. I think the PC is lagging. 1 second. Okay. Physiotherapy 101 lectures. And it's good to add a note for yourself, for example, spring 2020, so that you know that this was recorded in spring. Oh, I think it has a maximum limit. Okay, it has a maximum limit. So here I could add it as a description, spring 2020. So that I know that these lectures for Physiotherapy 101 were for this semester and not a different semester. So that's a good thing to add. Okay. After that, we can choose. We can have it to be a group channel or a company-wide channel. This will basically make it public, company-wide channel. This will basically make it attached to one of your teams. And we said a group is a team. So this will make it attached to one of your teams. And that's what we want. We want to create this channel for our physiotherapy group. So here we'll have to search for our physiotherapy team. We'll just write physio, click on search, and we'll see the team. You cannot choose specific channels. You can only choose the entire team. So let's choose this team. And we can customize our channel by adding a picture or a thumbnail for this channel. We'll not do that now. We'll just click on create to create the channel. So now we have the physiotherapy channel and it says spring 2020. We can go inside this channel and simply copy the link that we wanted. We'll copy the link, go back into Teams, and paste it for the Streams tab. I think it's lagging. Yes. Okay. So this is a Stream tab. We'll wait for it to load and choose channel. It's already specified the channel. We'll paste it here and we'll name it. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. And we'll name it recorded lectures. And we'll post about it in the post tab. So now we'll have a tab for this channel. Yep. Now we have this tab in the physiotherapy team. Whenever students come here, they can see all the videos inside this channel. But as you know, we didn't populate this channel with any videos. So how can we populate the channel with videos? We'll go back to Microsoft Streams. And of course, you can visit the website by clicking here rather than going to Google. But we already have the website open. Okay. We'll go back to our best friend, My Content, videos, because here is basically all the videos. And here I can choose which videos I want to configure, which videos I want to edit, and which videos I want to put inside that channel. So before putting videos inside the channel we created, we want to configure videos. So we'll click on the 3 dots next to any video that we want to configure, which are more actions. We'll click on it. We have different options. The share options allows us to share the link of this video. Let's click on it. Here we have the link. We can click this button copy to copy it so that we can share it with anyone. But notice what it says here. This video will only be viewable by authorized users. So as we said, this video is private. So even if someone has the link, but he's not authorized, he will not be able to view the video, even with the link. And we'll see how to change the permissions and who's authorized to view the video soon. Okay, so this is basically the share button. I will not share it now. I'll just close it. The second option we have is the replace video. And what this basically does, if let's say I recorded a lecture and the lecture was not so good, or I made some mistakes, or it was too long and I want to make it shorter. So I recorded a different lecture about the same topic to upload it. I don't have to upload it as a new video. I can just click on replace video and it will replace this video with the new one I upload. So this way it will have the same settings and everything, the name, the post date, everything will be set the same, and I don't have to change the settings for that video again. Or if the video was already inside a channel, I will not have to insert it inside the channel again. I just replace this video so it will already be inside that channel. So this is for the button called replace video. I can delete videos. I will not do that now, but if I just click it and then click OK, it will delete the video. What will happen to the deleted video? If we see up here, we have the recycle bin. If we go to the recycle bin, the video will come here when we delete it. So these are videos that I have deleted. And it's telling me here, videos in the recycle bin will be permanently deleted after 30 days. So if I delete something, I can still restore it here in this page. Okay. But if 30 days pass, it will be gone forever. So don't worry, if you delete something by mistake, you'll still be able to find it. Okay, well, I went back to videos. We'll see more options now. We have trim video. So maybe before the class, I was talking about something not related to the lecture, so I want to trim it, or in the end of the class, there was unnecessary void in the lecture, so I can remove it. So trim video, if I click it, I can trim the starting point and ending point of the video. So here it's telling me the class, and here I can trim it basically by moving this to change the starting point. Okay, or I can move this point to change the ending point. So I can crop it as I like, but only from the edges. I cannot cut apart from the middle and join the beginning and end. Okay, so that's basically it. And then you click on apply to apply your cut, but I don't want to do that now. So I'll just click on cancel. Yes, cancel, discard changes. So more actions again. The last one is download the video. Since these videos were uploaded automatically from Microsoft Teams, I don't have them on my computer. I only have them here. If I want a copy on my computer, I'll just click on download to download it. Okay, so these were a few configurations regarding the video. So now we want to see how to add the video inside a channel. So we'll click on this button here, update video details. It looks like a pen. I'll just click it. So here I can change everything about the video. I can change the name and the permissions. We'll see. We have three main sections. We have details, we have permissions, and we have options. Okay, so we'll talk about them one by one. In the details section, what I can do is I can change the name. So here it's just called Physiotherapy 101 class. I want to name it Lecture 1 because the other one says Lecture 2. So we added Lecture 1 to this. Okay, and we can write a description for it, or we can upload a thumbnail for the video. We can either choose a thumbnail here from 3 thumbnails that are selected from different points inside the video, or just click on this one to add a thumbnail to this video. Maybe you can create a fixed thumbnail for all your videos and change the number of the lecture on the thumbnail every time so that it's easily accessible for the student to see which video this represents from the thumbnail. So we can also do that. So this is for the details. As for the permissions here, first we have allow everyone in your company to see this video. So if I check it, everyone in the company will see it and it will become a public video. Okay. Otherwise, it will stay as a private video and I can choose who to share it with. So what are my sharing options? I can share it with people, okay, and search for people by their email here and add them so that they can view it. I can add channels. And when I add a channel in the permission, it's not that I'm adding a channel to this video, it's that I'm putting this video inside that channel that I created, which is the channel that we created in here in my content and channels. The one we created and named Physiotherapy Spring 2020. We want to add this video inside that channel. So that's done by clicking on channel and searching for that channel. We'll do it soon. And third, we have my groups. So here we can add the permission of watching this video to different teams that I have. And as you saw, this lecture was recorded for the Physiotherapy 101 class. So it's already added as a group that can view the video. Any human or people that I add here, or groups that I add here, what will happen to them? If they come to Microsoft Streams, they could search for the video and view it. Or if I share the link with them, they can view it. Okay. So the people that I add or groups that I have, they can browse the video on the website. And if I add a channel here, this video will be added to that channel. Before doing that, we can see here two columns, one that says owner and one that says display. Next to my name, it has owner checked because I'm the owner, so I can edit the video and do anything. I can make Physiotherapy 101 an owner, but that will make all the students inside the team owners and they will all have the ability to edit the team, and we don't want that. So I will only check on display for them so they can display the video. So what's the problem here? I already have Physiotherapy 101. Why do I want to add a channel for them or whatever? Because this is a group, it's not a channel. So they can view it, but they can only view it by going into Microsoft Stream. And that's why I created this channel here, recorded lectures, for them so that they can view it without going into Microsoft Stream. They can view it directly inside Teams. So that's why I want to add the video through the permissions to that channel. So we clicked on channel and we'll search for the channel that we created. The name for that channel was Physiotherapy 101 lectures. Let's search for it. It hopefully will appear. Yes, Physiotherapy 101 lecture. This is the channel that I have created. And if I don't have a channel already created, I can just click here on create a channel to create a new one. But I'll add it here. Let's see what happens when I add it. It was added underneath the physiotherapy group. So this means that this video will be shared with this channel that's associated with this group. Why was it automatically added under this group? Because when I created this channel, if you remember, I associated with the physiotherapy group. So that's why it knows that to put it under the physiotherapy group. Also, if I put a channel that's associated with a different team, for example, class 1 channel, this is the class 1 channel, okay? If I add this channel, or basically add this video to this channel, it will also allow the group of that channel to view the video. So if I click it here, it will add two things, not one thing. Let's click it. Yep. It added the class 1 group and added the class 1 lectures channel. The class 1, it's a group, it's not a channel. It's a group or a team. So it added that team so that they have the video inside their channel. So it may be a bit confusing, the different namings here of channels and groups rather than teams and the channels for Microsoft Teams, but you'll have to get used to it after a while. And if we don't want this class to view it, maybe they're not my second physiotherapy class, they're a different class, I can delete the video from inside the channel and delete the group. If I deleted the group, it would have automatically deleted the channel also. Okay, so what do we know basically about permissions is we want to add this video that we're editing inside a channel. And we did that here. We added it into the Physiotherapy 101 lectures channel, which was associated with the Physiotherapy 101 group, which is the Physiotherapy 101 team inside Teams. Okay, I'm sorry if it's a bit confusing, but you'll get used to it after using it for a day or two. And the last section is options. The only thing I want to know here is turning on or off the comments. Okay, so we'll keep the comments on so that student can give me feedback. Now I'm done. I went to this video that's called Physiotherapy 101 class. I added lecture 1 to its name. And then I added this video to this channel that I created. And the options, I didn't change them. I'll just click on apply. All right. So what happened now is that this video was added inside that channel. How do I know that? Let's go to Teams. Let's go out and inside of recorded lectures. Wait a bit, it's lagging. I'll go back inside the record lecture. It will reload. And we'll see our video here. Yep, we added this video inside this channel. Or we can know by visiting the channel itself. We'll go to channels on Microsoft Stream. We'll go inside the physiotherapy channel. and we'll find the video already here. Okay, let's go back to my videos again. We added one lecture only. I'll have to do this after each lecture I record. So we want to add this lecture again, but this time I don't want to edit it. I just want to change the permission. So I will not click on the pencil here, nor the three dots. I will click on this box. It says add to group or channel. This box basically just lets me change the permissions for this video instead of editing the entire video. So we said we'll add this video to a channel. So we click on channels and then search for the physiotherapy channel that we created, Physiotherapy Lectures 101. And it appeared here under the Physiotherapy 101 group. I'll just click on save. Now this video was added to my channel too. So if I go back here and I reload it, let's wait for it to reload. Yep, we have the second video here. So now whenever students want to see the lectures, they'll just go to recorded lectures and they will find the videos here. Okay, what else do you want to talk about? We want to talk about uploading pre-recorded videos into Microsoft Stream. So now these videos were already uploaded by Microsoft Teams, okay? But we want to know how to upload videos manually. So let's say I pre-recorded a lecture. We'll see how to do that soon. And I want to upload it to the physiotherapy channel. I'll click on the physiotherapy channel. And here it says drag more files anywhere or select more files to upload. I could either select more files to upload videos from my computer, or I could just simply drag a folder and put it here. Let's do that. Let's drag a folder. I have this PowerPoint recording. I'll just drop it here. And it will show me this window. Remember what this window is? We didn't see it before, but we saw a different version of it. The video is processing, but we don't care about that. It will upload and process and can take its own time. But here we have details, permissions, and options. This is basically the same editing window that we used just a while ago, but with a different view. Now they're on top of each other. So I can change the video's name, the description, add the thumbnail, change the permissions. But we see here the channel is already added here in the permission. Why is that? Because I dragged my video directly inside the channel. If I dragged it inside my videos, it will not have the group or the channel. But I went inside the channel and dragged it there so that this channel was automatically added. So it's better to drag them inside the channel immediately. Okay, and then we have the options here. And I just can just click on publish. Even if the processing was not complete, I'll just click on publish and it will publish it whenever it's done processing. So now it's published. So hopefully if we go to the channel again, allow it to refresh, we should see that video here, the video that we uploaded just now. Yes, and we have the PowerPoint recording video. Maybe I could call it a pre-recorded lecture so students know that it's a pre-recorded lecture and not one that I explained to them. Okay, so that was the Microsoft Stream section and how to manage the videos.
اسمع عليك عمر مهند. لما سويت drag drop, I noticed the permissions of the channel are owner حق the students. By default, owner. But just to mention that you change these defaults. Okay,
let me go there. If I go to my videos, I'll also find the video, even though I uploaded it inside the channel. It was already here in my videos because my videos includes everything I have inside my Microsoft Stream, even if it was inside the channel. Okay, so we could change the permission here, as we said, by clicking this button. We can see here, yes, as Dr. Munir said, the Physiotherapy 101 is an owner. So we'll uncheck it. Now they can only display it. Thank you, Dr. Munira. I didn't notice that. Now students cannot edit this video. They can only view it. We'll save it. And now the permission has changed. Okay, so that's that. Now we want to talk about how to create pre-recorded lectures. So we have these lectures that we recorded inside the class with the students. And we have this one that we recorded inside PowerPoint, and we'll see that soon. Before that, let's see a different way to record a lecture on my own. I'll go to the calendar button on the left here. And on the calendar button, on the top right corner, we have Meet Now. We have a new meeting, which we spoke about last time, but we have Meet Now. This starts a meeting immediately. We'll just click on Meet Now and see where it takes us. It took us to the lobby. It's telling us to name this meeting. We'll name it, for example, Physiotherapy 101 Lecture X. Why did I call it Lecture X? Because the recording will be called this. So every time I record, it will upload the recording to Microsoft Stream and call it Lecture X. And I can edit the name of X and put the number of the lecture. And it could be pre-recorded lecture. So I could say pre-recorded to notify the student that it's a pre-recorded lecture, but that's not very necessary now. And inside the lobby, you can also turn on or turn off the camera. First, allow me to, let me copy this. Allow me to close my Zoom camera so that I can use the camera feature inside of Teams. Okay, Meet Now. Hopefully the camera works now. Okay, yeah, the camera is working, so that's good. As we said last time, you could blur your background. You could choose a blurred one. You could put yourself in with the gym lockers or inside a room in the house. We don't want to add anything, so we'll just close the background. And we can mute or unmute the mic, and we can choose the settings. What is my headphone? I'll change my headphone since it's the wrong one. I'll choose the headphones. And my mic is the one that I'm using. It's the H1 mic. And I can set my camera to the front camera or the back camera, but you wouldn't want to choose the back camera. Okay. Of course, let's put the name that we wrote earlier, Physiotherapy 101 Lecture X. So I clicked on Meet Now in the calendar and it got me to this lobby. I just click on Join Now. And I'll be inside a meeting and I will be all alone. It's a meeting with myself only. Okay. So why did we do this? We want to record the lecture. So how can we make a pre-recorded lecture? I opened an empty meeting and I'll record it just like a normal meeting. So what I'll do is I'll click here on More Actions and I'll start recording. So it started recording and then I'll share my screen so that I could start explaining. Let's say I want to share my whole desktop. Okay. So now I'm sharing my desktop in the empty meeting. Okay, let me hide this. I'm sharing my desktop in the empty meeting and it's being recorded. So what I can do now is that I could go to the PowerPoint slides and basically click on the Start Presenting. And now I could just start explaining the lecture as I would normally. I could use the pen to annotate. I can go to the next slide and so on and so forth. So I will record my lecture as if I'm explaining it to students. I click on Escape to exit. I don't want to keep my annotations this time. And when I'm done, I'll simply go back to the meeting. I'll stop sharing and I'll close the camera and I'm done. I recorded a video using an empty meeting by myself. I recorded the lecture. I opened the camera so that they can see me at the bottom of the video when they open the lecture later on. And when I'm done, I'll just click on Hang Up. Okay, so I recorded the lecture just like a normal lecture with my students. Where did it take me? It took me to the chats button when I'm done. It took me to a chat called Physiotherapy 101 Lecture X, which is the name that I called the lecture. Okay, and as we can see here, there's a recording here, which is the one that we recorded. Remember last time when we scheduled a meeting and when the meeting ended, we found the recorded lecture in the post tab of that meeting, in that channel, okay? This time I clicked on Meet Now. When I click on Meet Now, the meeting was not associated with any channel. So instead of being posted to a post tab, it will be posted as a chat in the chat button. And the video was recorded, and it will be automatically uploaded to Microsoft Stream. I don't have to worry about it. I'll just come to Microsoft Stream, and if it's already uploaded, I'll find it, or I'll wait a while until it is uploaded, and then I'll find it here. So this is basically the first way to record the video. Yes, I found lecture X here. Now what I can do is I can update the video details to change the X to for example, lecture 3. And then change the permissions to add this video to the physiotherapy channel so that students can see it. So this is the first way of creating a pre-recorded lecture, which is using Microsoft Teams. The advantage of it is I can share my screen, and I'm used to this style of explaining to my students using Microsoft Stream. I can open a PowerPoint or open a PDF. I can even go to view websites during the meeting. So this is an advantage of recording pre-recorded lecture using this way. Another thing is in the chats, whenever I come back here, I still have the join button on the top right corner. So I can rejoin the meeting anytime I'd like and record the next lecture. So that's an advantage. I can join it. Let's close the camera. Okay, I'm in the meeting again, and I can record a new recording. And one thing I want to note that I didn't talk about last time, when I clicked on share, before clicking on desktop or window or choosing how you want to share, here on the top left, you have include system audio. If I check this, and while sharing my screen, I open a YouTube videos for the students, for example, they will be able to hear the video with me because it's a sound that's coming out of my laptop. So if I check it, they'll be able to hear it. If I don't check it, they will not be able to hear it. So this option is also useful if you want to play any sounds during the pre-recorded lecture or during a live lecture. Make sure to check this button. Okay, we'll go out of the meeting again. And as I said, it's always here. I can join anytime and record the lecture, and it will be uploaded with the same name. And I can change the name and add it to the channel that I'd like. So this is the first way to do it. Okay, the second way would be through using a PowerPoint. And now bear with me for this section because
مهندس قوى كم السبيد شوي سريع على ال participants. If you can slow it down, please.
Okay, sorry. Is there anything you want me to repeat, or they want me to recap? I could recap it quickly.
There's a few people saying if you can recap on the process you just explained. The last
which is
pre-recorded.
Okay, pre-recorded lecture. So what I want to do is I want to record lecture on my own without any students around. Okay, so what we said we'll do, we'll go to the calendar, and in the calendar we'll click on Meet Now. This will start a meeting immediately, and I will be the only one inside this meeting. That's why it's a pre-recorded lecture, because I'm recording it on my own. So once again, I'll click on Meet Now. I'll keep the camera off this time. I'll name this meeting. Why do I want to name it? Because this name that I put here will be the same name the pre-recorded lecture will be named in Microsoft Stream. Okay, I'll just join the meeting. So I went to the calendar button, clicked on Meet Now, and went inside the meeting. And now I'm alone inside the meeting. No one else is inside this meeting. Okay, so just like a normal meeting, I want to record it. So I click on More Actions and start recording this lecture. If we see the red button here, it says Munir Al-Khayas started recording. Okay, and when I record, I want the students to see something, what I'm explaining basically. So I click on Share to share my screen. And these options, we explained them last time. That's why I just went over it. Let's say I want to share my entire desktop. This will share everything that I can see inside my desktop. And we said if I want them to hear the sounds inside my computer, videos or whatever I want to show, I'll click on Include System Audio, and then click on this to start sharing the screen. And now I started sharing my screen. I'll close this window down here. I'll go to a PowerPoint slide or a PDF file that I want to explain on. So I'll go to it. It's recording now. It's recording everything that I see currently. Okay, so I'll just click on start presenting the slideshow down here, or F5. And now I can start explaining to my students. And I could start annotating the files by clicking on the pen here, going to pen, or if I just want to point things, I could press on laser pointer, click on pen. So I can say, good afternoon, students. Today we're going to speak about this topic. I'll go to the next slide. So as you can see here, these different dates correspond to different events, which are events 1, 2, and 3. And so on and so forth. I'll just go through the slides and explain them one by one. When I'm done, I could click escape or just end the show by clicking on the 3 dots here. If I want to keep the ink that I wrote, I'm going to press keep. Otherwise, I'm going to discard it. So it didn't save the ink that I drew here. Okay, so I was done with explaining the PowerPoint slides. I'll go back to Teams. I still have the meeting going on that I was recording through. I'll stop the sharing. And I'll click on more actions to stop recording. Stop recording. And I'll just click on hang up. So we did it. That was the whole process. And the last part, I said that you'll find this meeting inside the chats button. This is the old one. This is the new one. Whenever I want to go back and record a new session, I don't have to go to calendar and click on meet now again. I have this empty meeting room that I can join whenever I want, so that I could record the lectures. And as I said, it will automatically be uploaded to Microsoft Stream. If we go back to the last one, we have the video here. It was already done and ready. I can view it. And as you can see, if you notice here on the bottom of the video, it shows my camera. That's why I was sharing my camera while I'm recording my screen, so that students can see my face in the pre-recorded lecture. If I don't want them to see my face, I will not turn on the camera during this empty meeting. I hope it's clear now. I'm sorry if I was going too fast. Is it clear? If you could write in the chat, please. Hello?
Yes, it's clear, Mohandes.
Okay, great. I really apologize about going fast. I think we're on schedule also, so yeah, I'll try to slow down.
I just want to mention this time we have a longer interval Q&A in the end. So if you have a question, type it in the Q&A rather than the chat, and we will go through it, inshallah.
Yes, hopefully we'll try to address all of them, even if you want to stay longer than the 2 hours that we prepared for, and if Jarrab will allow us, of course, we can stay with you and answer the questions. Okay, so now we pre-record the lecture through Teams. I personally prefer that option since you're going to be used to it anyway. But its disadvantage is that if you make a mistake in the middle, you have to repeat the whole thing. That's a problem. But if you're used to giving lectures, hopefully you can just address the problem while you're speaking. Another note I want to add is that these lectures that we recorded, make sure to trim them by clicking the 3 dots and trimming the video, because maybe in the beginning you were preparing the slides and whatnot. You don't need to show that. So make sure to trim it so that when you show it to the students, it will be just right to the point. So that's a good way to use the trim option here. Okay. Okay, so now I want to see a different way to record the lecture using PowerPoint. First thing we have to do using PowerPoint is we have to add this recording tab up here. You can see my mouse on the recording tab. This tab is not automatically added in PowerPoint, so you have to add it. How do you add it? Go to the left, click on File. When you click on File, first I want you to click on Account and make sure that you're signed into your university email. Just make sure that you're signed into your university email so that anything that you make here could be saved to your cloud or whatever. So what we did is we went to File and we went down to Account to make sure we are signed into our email. If not, we can switch account or sign out to enter the new email. Okay, so back to File here. We want to go back to Options or down to Options, which is the last thing you can click. We went to Files and then to Options. It will open this window for Options. Inside options, we want to go to customize ribbon. This interface that you see at the top of PowerPoint is called a ribbon. That's why we came to customize ribbon to customize it. On the right side, we have the different tabs that may appear here. And here you can see recording, and it is checked. That's why I can see it. When you come here, most likely it will be unchecked like this. So I have to check it and click on OK to view it. So once again, quickly, we'll go to File, Options, Customize Ribbon, Recording. Make sure it's checked, press OK. Now we have the recording here. So how to record? It's basically by clicking Record Slideshow. Either click on the upper button or click here, choose one of these two. Either record from current slide or record from the beginning. You always want to start from beginning, most likely. So just click on it while you're on the first slide. It will take you to the start. We'll click on it. What this does is it takes me to the PowerPoint recording interface, and you can see my face here. This is not by Zoom. This is by PowerPoint. So PowerPoint shows my camera, okay, so that I could record a video for the students with my camera on. So let's see the different options we have inside this interface. First, on the top right corner, we have the settings button. Here, it is basically to choose my microphone and to choose my camera. Do I want the front camera or the rear camera? So these are basically the settings. Make sure you have the right microphone and the right camera. Of course, the camera, you can see it, so you'll know if you have the right camera or not. But the microphone, it's a very good idea to check it before you start. Okay. And on the bottom right corner, we have three options. This one is called the preview. It's just if I want to see my face or not. The camera right now is still on, but I turned the preview off. You see the camera, it's not slashed, so it's already rolling. But I just close the preview so that I can see the slide completely. So I can either view it or turn it off by clicking on preview. I could turn off my camera completely. If I click here, the camera is slashed or turned off, and I can't preview it because it's closed. But we'll keep it, and we can remove it so that I can see the entire slide. And here's the mic. I could either mute the mic or not, but since I'm recording, I will not mute it. Next on the interface, we have the different colors here. These are the colors for the different pencils. I could either have a pen or a highlighter, and choose the color for that pen or highlighter to draw while explaining on the slides. We also have an eraser, but it's invalid now because I don't have anything written on the slide already. Okay, 1 second, I have a window here I have to close. Okay. And so we have the pen and the highlighter. And one thing to note is when I'm recording, they will not be able to see my mouse. So now you can see my mouse here. They will not be able to see it. They'll only be able to see the ink that you draw. So your mouse will not be visible. So just make sure that you don't point things out just with the mouse. If you want to point something out, draw next to it. And we'll see how we're going to do that. So this is the bottom of the interface. We have the pencils, the colors, and the eraser. And then in the bottom left corner, we have a time and a slash and a second time. So what's the difference between those two? Here it's saying slide 1 out of 6. The first time is my recording time on this slide. So I explain on this slide for 1 minute, you'll see here 1 minute. And this one is the total time for all the slides. So if I record 1 minute here, it will also be here 1 minute. But if I go to the next slide and record, for example, 2 minutes here, it will show 2 minutes. But here in the total, it will show 3 minutes because it's going to add the first minute of the first slide and the second 2 minutes of the second slide. Why does it do that? First, to inform me how long am I staying on each slide. The second thing is that when recording using this interface, it records your face and audio on each slide separately. And then when it creates the video, it joins the videos together. Okay, so it will not be a single video while I'm recording, but when I'm done, when I export it, let me show the preview, it will add them together. It will join one after the other. Okay, so it will all become one video at the end. Okay, so that's why we have the total time and the single slide time. So just make sure you know the difference between them, and we'll see how we can also utilize them while we are using this interface and recording. Okay, the next point. Oh, so yeah, after speaking about this point that each slide is separate, what do we make use? How do we make use of that fact? When I'm moving between slides, so while I'm moving, I shouldn't speak because the movement will not be recorded. My voice during the movement will not be recorded. So my audio will be cut. So make sure when you finish a slide, stop talking, go to the next one and continue talking. Otherwise your audio will be cut. That's of course a disadvantage of recording using this method through PowerPoint. Okay, so how to record? Up here we have 3 buttons. Stop and replay, we'll speak about them soon. Record will start recording from the slide that I am standing on. So I'm standing on the first slide. It will start recording. And then while I'm recording, it will add time for the first slide and the total time. And when I click on the next slide, it will reset the time because it will show the new time for slide 2. And the total time will keep on rolling because it's adding the total time together. Okay, so make note of these 2 times while I am recording. Okay, another disadvantage here is that while I'm recording, I cannot go back in the slides. I can only go forward. So I cannot go back in the slides. Okay, so let's start recording and it will count to 3. And then it will start recording what I'm saying and my video also. So let me click on record and note how the buttons here will change. We will also have a pause button that we'll speak about soon. So let's click on record. It's going to count to 3. Now we're recording. We see the pause button up here. And as I said, they can't see my mouse. So I want to tell the students, good afternoon, everyone. You can see the title here. And today, this is what we're going to be speaking about. Notice on the bottom left corner, it's counting the time of this slide and the new slide. When I move to the next slide, look at the times at the bottom left corner as I move. The total keeps on rolling, but the single slide time resetted because I'm on slide 2. And you can notice that I can't go back. Okay, so let's say I want to explain further here. So here we can see these different dates, and each date corresponds to a different event. I clicked on pause on the top left corner. If you didn't see, there was a pause button here and I clicked it. What happens when I click it? The time stopped at 20 seconds for the second slide. Okay, what pause does is if I want to take a sip of water, for example, I could pause, take a sip of water, and then when I click record again, it will continue recording on top of these 20 seconds for this slide. Okay, so I'll click on record and it will count to 3 again, and you'll see the 20 seconds keep on increasing. Let's click on record. Yep, now the 20 seconds are increasing. Let's say I want to continue. So this is 0.1, this is 0.2, and this is 0.3. Okay, now I'm going to move to the next slide and notice the time again. You see, it relapsed to 0, and the total is still counting because I'm on the 3rd slide now. I'm going to highlight the points, for example. So this is 0.1, 0.2, and this is 0.3. I clicked on stop. Once I clicked on stop, you can see this video is not live. This is my recorded video that it recorded for this slide. And the highlights are still on. And we can see here the time for this slide, 17 seconds, and the total time. Now I can move between slides. I can go back and forth because I'm not recording. Look at the time as I move back. It changed to 36 seconds because this is the time for slide 2. And it shows the video for slide 2. If I go back again, 21 seconds. This is the time for slide 1. Okay, so the total time is always the same for all the slides because it's the total time of all the slides. The next slide, I didn't record anything, so it's 0. Still, it's 0. And it doesn't have a video. It doesn't have any annotations. Okay, so this is basically what happens when I click stop. When I click stop, I can move freely around the slides. I can go back and forth between the slides. So what I can do, for example, here, if I didn't like my recording here, what I can do is I can click record again. When we paused and then clicked record, it continued recording on what we had. But if we click record now, after stopping, what will happen is it will delete the 36 seconds that I recorded on the slide and to record them again. So let's say I want to repeat it. So I'll click on record. As you can see, it deleted all the annotations and video that I had. So that it erased basically the whole recording. And you see the time was reset. It was 21 seconds, it reset to 0 and start counting again. So I'll explain once again for the students if I didn't like how I did it the first time, and then click on stop again. Notice one thing. While I was recording, when I ended, I didn't go to the next slide, which is the third slide. I clicked on stop. Why is that? Because on the third slide, I already have a recording. If I went to this slide again, while recording is on, it will automatically delete the 17 seconds I have and record another 37 and record a new recording. So make sure how to use this properly. That's why I'm trying to explaining detail by detail and repeat it over and over again, because it has so many details, this interface for recording. Maybe you consider that a disadvantage or an advantage, so that you can customize your video, and if you make a mistake, you don't have to repeat the whole thing. You can record it one by one. So this is the other thing. While recording, make sure to not go to a slide that you already have a recording on, because it will delete it and re-record again. And another button I want to talk about is this clear button. If I click it, I can clear the recording instead of clicking record to re-record a new thing up here. I can clear the recording from this slide. So let's say I want to clear the recording from this slide. I click this one. And if I want to clear the recording from all the slides, I click on this one. But we're not going to do that. And please note that when I click clear a recording means the video that I recorded, the audio that I recorded, and the annotations that I wrote on the slide. So different things will also be deleted. Okay. And then lastly, we have this replay button. If I click it, it will play the slides one by one, starting from the slides that I am on. So I click it here. You will not be able to hear me because I didn't enable hearing my audio in Zoom, but you'll just see the video moving. Let's click on replay. Now it's playing the video, and see my face is moving here. If I like the slide, I just want to go to the next slide to play it. I came to the next slide, and it's playing the next slide. When the time of this slide ends, it will automatically take me to the next slide and show me the recording file. Whenever I'm done reviewing my material, I can click pause if I want to continue it later, but I'll just click on stop. So this replay button is basically how I review my material, so that I see what I want to record, re-record, or I want to keep it. So this is basically the interface. Please write if you have any small concerns in the chat. Was it clear? Are there any specific points you want to see about this interface before we go to how to export this video that we created?
Okay, if you can interact, please. Mohammad, few related questions to this segment, so I think you can take them quickly. Yes. So one of them is, can we upload a file created by another software like Camtasia and so on?
You mean basically any video you want to upload to Microsoft Stream?
This is the question.
Yeah, so basically Camtasia, I believe it's a program for recording and making videos. So we saw when we uploaded a video from my computer to Microsoft Stream, we just dragged the video and put it inside Microsoft Stream, and it will start uploading there. So if you're using Camtasia, Camtasia will probably produce a video for you, and you'll have the video on your computer. Simply drag it and drop it inside the channel of the Microsoft Stream page, and that's it for uploading a video.
في سؤال ثاني إن okay, I have my recording, I'm happy with it. Can I specify a time that the students can access it? يعني أنا أسوي لها upload بس ما بيهم يشوفونها الحين، أحط وقت لها إنه يشوفونها. هل هذه إمكان؟
I doubt that Microsoft Stream has the ability to post any post later on. I believe you have to, whenever you want students to see it, just add it to the channel again, and by changing the permissions. So keep the video private for only yourself, and whenever you want them to see it, you have to go and change the permission, I believe. I don't believe it has an option for later posting. Maybe YouTube has that. I don't think Microsoft Stream has it.
Okay. Inshallah, if you can continue, and the questions, as they are related to the segment you are explaining, I will bring them up, inshallah.
Okay, but are there no questions regarding the interface for Microsoft PowerPoint recording? This interface that we are on right now.
Yeah, mashallah, I think you did a great job, because we have no questions relating to the interface itself.
Alhamdulillah. That's why it's 3 pages on my notes, so that I explain it step by step. All right. So we're done. When you're done recording, you could either click escape to close this window, or go to the top right corner to close it. And note that there are 3 slides that we didn't record anything on. We'll talk about this soon. Okay. So let's close it. Now you can see the 3 slides that we recorded on. They have the annotations and they have the video. Okay. And what's nice here, once again, let me go back to the last page on my notes. What's nice here is that I could take this video, move it to anywhere on the slide I like. So if it was covering something, I can take it here. And it will only be moved to this slide. And each slide has its own video. And I can play this video also. And the annotations are also there, the ink annotations. And of course, you can also add the annotations with your pen while recording, not necessarily with your mouse. So I would highly suggest that for the whiteboard, for example, or for answering questions like these. Okay. Another thing you can do to this video is if you select it and go to video format on the top right corner, you can change the border. I could add a black border, for example. I could add an effect if I want to this video. And I could change the shape. If I don't want to be, don't want it to be a rectangle, I could make it like this. But not that I have to do this for each video individually. That's maybe a disadvantage. But this feature is mainly to move the camera away from the lecture material, so that it doesn't cover anything inside any slide. So you just have to go on the slides one by one to change its location, for example, to move it to an appropriate location that you would prefer. Okay, so we have the recordings on the first 3 slides, and as we said, we have nothing on the other slides. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to export this video that we recorded. Okay, so let's go back to the recording tab up here, recording. We have 2 options. We could either export to video, which will save the video on my computer, and this is the preferred method, and there is publish to stream. This will directly publish it to stream, but let's see the advantages or disadvantages of each one. We click on export to video, and we have these options here. The first one is the quality. Most likely you want to keep it or you want to keep it at 1080. You don't need 4K, it's not a movie. 1080 is more than enough. Or if you want it to be a smaller size and you don't want to waste a lot of size or take a longer time in processing and uploading the video, you can keep it on 720. 720 is also appropriate. But if you have the time to do it and the space to do it, 1080 is preferred. So just choose 1080. For myself, since we're having a live session now, I'll just keep it to standard so that it can process quickly. Then here we have use recorded timings and narrations. We'll keep this as is. We will not change it. What are the recorded timing and narrations? Timings are the times on each slide that we saw, which is each slide I recorded on. And narrations are basically the ink, the video, and the audio. So you want to keep them inside the video. So keep it as is. We will not change this option. And then here, down here, it says slides without timings will use the default duration set below. This is the default duration. What it's saying here, the last 3 slides that we didn't record anything on, it will view the slide for 5 seconds, this slide for 5 seconds, and this slide for 5 seconds. But I don't want that because they are empty slides. And I want to explain them next lecture, for example. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just set it, sorry, I'm just going to set it to 0. So that this way it doesn't show the empty slides. Okay. Once I'm done, I'll simply click on create video. When I click on it, it will choose a place to save it. I'll call it, we already have a PowerPoint sample. Let's say PowerPoint lecture. I'll save it to my desktop as an MPEG-4 video. Okay, just click save. Notice down here, it says creating video PowerPoint sample lecture.mp4, and it will be processing. You just wait for this to process. You can even minimize the window. You don't have to look at it. I'll take a sip of water as it works on the video. It will most likely go to somewhere around the middle, and then it will load directly, finish the video. So we can wait for it, or while waiting, we can talk about the publish to stream. Let's click on publish to stream. Publish to stream. What's the disadvantage for this method? Firstly, it will automatically set a duration for the last 3 empty slides and upload it immediately with the rest of the video, which we don't want. So we can't do that. We can't remove the empty slides when we are publishing to Microsoft Stream, rather than exporting the video. Here we can add the title for the video and the description. Of course, the advantage here is that when we click publish, it will automatically go to Microsoft Stream. And that's why I said make sure you are signed into your account. Down here, make sure you are signed into your account so that it uploads to the right account. Okay, and that's the only advantage, basically, that it will be uploaded there directly. But you will not have this video on your laptop. You'll only have it on Microsoft Stream. The other thing is you cannot set the permissions here. You'll have to go to the website and set it. Okay, you only have these two to check. We'll only speak about the first one. Allow everyone in your organization to see this video. This is the only permission that you can change. You can check this and let everyone on KU view the video, which most likely you wouldn't want for all your lectures. So don't check it. And if you click publish, it will publish the video with this name to Microsoft Stream. Then, as it says here, to set permissions, add closed caption, etc., you just have to go to Microsoft Stream and edit it. So you could publish it. I personally prefer that you export the video normally, and we can see here that the video was already exported. To export the video on your computer so that you have a copy. This is the video, the new one that we recorded. And as I said, you can simply upload it to the channel directly. This is for the Camtasia question. Just go to your channel. Right here, go to the physiotherapy channel, for example. You'll simply drag and drop here. So that's an advantage of this method, is that first you have the video on your laptop. Secondly, when you put it here, you can set the permissions immediately. You don't have to go to the My Videos and change the permission and so on and so forth. And you'll automatically have a copy of it. And you will not have empty space at the end of the video, which is the last 3 slides that we didn't record anything on. You will not have that in the video. We can open it if you guys want. You will not hear the audio. But let's see the transition between slides.
إيه مهندس معنا كمان في سؤال على animations if they will be recorded within the recorded PowerPoint.
Yes, if your PowerPoint already has animations, as you move on the slides, it will show for the students, yes. Okay, let's see how the transition will appear between the slides. Yep, it transitions to the next slide and the video place changed. And if I was speaking between the two, it will probably cut a word or two from what I was saying. So let's go. Yep, another transition to the next slide, and it will delete whatever I'm saying between the transitions. So let's make sure we're not speaking between the transitions. And if we go to the end, it will simply end the video showing the last slide, and the video ended. It will not go slide by slide and show them for 5 seconds. It will simply just go to the last slide always. So make sure to have an ending slide to show the students. Okay, and as we said, just drag and drop in Microsoft Stream so that you can upload it. So we spoke about two methods. The first one being recording through Teams, and we saw that the video is automatically uploaded to Microsoft Stream. And the second one we spoke about is recording using PowerPoint. I think we're short on time, but it's okay. We'll try to cover as much as possible. I'll just open my Zoom camera again.
مهندس في سؤال على drag and drop not through stream sorry. So through the post tab I believe قصد دكتور سعود العبيدي, can you drag and drop into chat in team not stream? I believe he means the post tab. If you can quickly show us ما عليك أمر.
Yeah, the post tab, drag and drop. Let me come here. Drag and drop. You can probably. Sorry. You can probably. Sorry, Doctor. If you can go ahead.
عفوا في تحت الفايل if you can show it live, if you can attach the file with video.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We'll just paste the link from any video. So similarly to YouTube, let's go to any video here. Just copy the link. I copied it. We don't want to play this. So I'll paste it here. And it will show view the video on Microsoft Stream. Yep, we have the video here, and I can write anything. Please check this video out. And I put the video here. I believe if they want to view it, they'll have to go there instead of other than YouTube. I mean, YouTube will show it directly here, or maybe not. Let's see. Does YouTube show it directly here? No, it will take me to the website either way. Okay, so even on stream or for stream, it will also take me to the website to show it there. Okay, let me insert my charger on the PC. Okay, so that's how you insert a video here. But I believe the best way for lectures, at least, is to add the channel in the tabs. But for random videos to show your students, yeah, you can just use this and insert the link. Okay. So the last part, or not last part, the last most important part we want to speak about is assignments. So last time we spoke about creating assignments. This time we just want to add a small feature. I think the computer is a bit slow. I'll turn off my Zoom camera just so that the computer gets faster. Okay, sorry about that. Let me hide the floating media controls. Okay. Let's wait for the assignments to load. We want to speak quickly about a new feature for assignments, which is grading the assignments by annotating the folder the student uploads. So how can we do that? Let's create a new homework, create a new assignment basically, and this time just call it anything. Okay, I'll try to go quickly through this. We'll add resources. We saw how to add resources last time. I'm going to click on add resources. I'm going to upload from this device here. Last time we uploaded a PDF file. This time we're going to upload a Word file. We'll wait for it to upload. We'll see what's the difference. Done. It says students can't edit. If we click on the three dots, we can change it to students can edit their own copy. This only works with Office documents such as Word, PowerPoint, Excel. If I upload one of these, I can make the students edit that folder. And instead of downloading it and writing their own answers and then re-uploading it, they can simply edit this one directly from inside Teams. They can even open it on their own computer and it will save automatically inside Teams when they want to upload it. Okay, so that's one of the few new features I want to talk about. Students can edit their folder. We'll put points for this assignment and we'll assign. I'm going quickly for the assignment since we already know how to assign them. So this is the second assignment that I put, and I'll click on it and I'll see the student view. How will the student view this assignment? The student will view it like this. He'll see the name, the due date, the instructions, and under student work, which is his work, he'll see the folder that I put here. Last time he saw it here under instructions. It said references and put the folder. This time he saw it under student work. Why is that? Because he can click here, he can open it inside Teams, sorry, or open it inside Word on his computer, edit it, and then it will be automatically saved. And he doesn't have to turn it in immediately. He can open it, write the answer for the first question, close it, and then come tomorrow and do the same and then turn it in. He doesn't have to turn it in immediately. Or he can open it in Word online. Or he could download it if he wants to, but if you want the student to edit this folder that you put, tell him to edit the folder in the instructions rather than downloading it and uploading a different folder. So this is the first feature we want to talk about. The second one, I'll go to another team that I already created a homework on. We want to see how, when I grade an assignment with a Word document, how can I annotate on it? How can I write check marks or whatever I want on the assignment for the students? So we'll go to homework 3 here that I created on a different channel. And I have this student who turned in his homework. So I click on it and it opened the student's work. I put this document for him. He edited it and put it here. Even if I didn't, if he didn't edit my own document and he uploaded his own Word document or Excel document or PowerPoint document, I will be able to do what I'm about to do, which is edit the document up here. Of course, I can enter a feedback and write his points here after I'm done editing his document. But the main point we want to do is to edit it. We'll open it on the desktop app to see how, no, not continue in browser. Okay, it's opening on the desktop app. So it will open here. Let's wait for it. Okay, it opened the student's document. He even has his name down here. Okay, so now I can edit it as I like. Most likely I'll go to draw and choose a pencil and tell him this answer is correct. This one is -2, for example. Or I could use my pen even to write wrong. Okay, so I can edit his document as I like. And if you see here on the top left, it says it's automatically saving. So if I close it, oh, okay. Okay, there's an issue now because I'm logged in into the student's account on this Word document. So this way will not work. I'll use edit here through Teams. I'm sorry, but when you're doing it on your computer where you're signed into your account and all the Office documents, it will work. I opened it inside Teams. The advantage of opening it inside Teams, or disadvantage, is that you cannot draw. You can only write. So I can tell him in red, excellent. Or here I could put -2. Here I could write for him, good answer. Okay. And then it will be automatically saved. So I can enter my feedback. I can give him his grade since I deducted 2. And this will be automatically saved on his work. If I click return, now he will get this document once it's returned. I apologize for the computer being slow. Okay, it was returned, and you can see in his file, my comments were added. You could do the same on Word on your desktop when you're signed in to the correct accounts. This just happened to me because I wasn't signed in on the teacher's account on Word. Okay, and you don't have to save it there. When you just close it, it will be automatically saved. Once you move to another student and then come back to the same student, you'll see the document updated. So don't worry if it's not updated immediately. After you close the Word file you edited, it will be updated eventually. Okay. Now we're going to speak about quizzes. First, I'm not sure if Ustad Badr is here or not. I just want to ask him how long can we have extra time for this session, because it's supposed to end at 6:30, but if we could have like an extra half hour on an hour, if it's possible, and the people who'd like can stay. I'm not sure if Ustad Badr is here.
هلا باشمهندس، ما في مشكلة، خذ راحتك.
تمام. Thank you so much. Okay, so we want to thank Jarrab once again for providing this live webinar for as long as we want. Hopefully we don't take too long. We're going to speak about quizzes, then I'll ask you if you guys want to continue or not. But quizzes is important, so make sure you stick around for this one. So to create quizzes, once again, we'll go back to our main team, which is the physiotherapy team. We'll go to assignments. This time we want to create a quiz rather than creating an assignment or a homework. So click on create and click on quiz. Okay, so once you click on quiz, you'll see forms open. And if you remember, forms was the program we used to make a survey for the students. And Teams, I said before that quizzes are assigned as forms. And here I can see the old forms that I have on my teacher's account. And they're basically, some of them are quizzes, some of them are not. So if I don't have the quiz that I want, or I want to create a new quiz, I'll click on new form. It will take me to the forms website. And there is where I will see all my forms, and there is where I will create a new form for a quiz. So click on new form. We'll maximize this. If it's not signed into your account, you'll have to sign in again with your university email and portal password. Hopefully it's already signed in. Yes, it's already signed in. We can see a quiz I created before. You can see the small survey that we created in the post tab, first midterm date. This is the same, the same form. Here you can see all of your forms by clicking here on my forms. So you can either create a new form for anything, or you can create a new quiz. A quiz has different options as a form. So let's click on new quiz. So the first thing we want to do, is we want to name this quiz. So we'll call it Physio 101 Quiz 1. We can enter a description for it if we'd like. We can enter a picture for it if we'd like from OneDrive, or upload or search an image. But we'll just keep it as is. So add new is how we add new questions. Okay. So we'll just see the different question types that we can add. So let's add a new question. It can either be choice, it can be text. Rating and date are mostly for surveys, not quizzes. Ranking, you can make the student choose a ranking for something so that he can change the order of the answers, and he has to change them to the correct order. Maybe this is not so important also for a quiz. And we have file upload. This could be used for a quiz, file upload, which will ask the student to upload a file in the quiz. Okay, so let's choose a multiple choice question. We'll see that we can enter the question. I'll just write question 1, which will be anything, and I can put different options. Option 1, I can call it answer 1, answer 2. I'll add a third answer, answer 3. I added the third answer by clicking add option. It's pretty simple. Okay, you could allow the student to choose more than one answer. Here you can see circles next to each question, next to each answer. If we click here on multiple answer, it will turn to a square. Now they can choose multiple answers, but let's keep it as a single answer. Okay, if you hover over any answer, you have these 3. You can delete it. You can add a comment. We'll see what that's about. And we can click this to specify that this is the correct answer. So if this is the correct answer, we'll choose this. Or if it's this one, it will be this one. If we choose on multiple, we can choose multiple choices as the correct answer. So let's put it here. Yeah, we have 2 correct answers, but we don't want that. We just want to keep 1 correct answer. Why is this important? Because if we already have the correct answer, it will automatically grade it for the student. I don't have to grade it again. If it's multiple choice and we have 2 correct answers and he only chooses 1, it will give him 0. But I can edit it and give him half the points. I can edit any grade when I view the question. Okay, but we'll keep it as single. What about these comments? So this is the correct answer. I don't want to add a comment to it. But for the wrong answers, I might want to add a comment that will show to the student why this answer is wrong. Wrong, I will show him the reason, and I will write the reason here, for example, XXX, okay? I will write the reason why his answer is wrong. Okay. Sorry, I went out of the question. If you want to go back into it, just click on it. It will show again. And I could add another comment here for the wrong answers. Okay. Just if you click anywhere, it will go out of the question. If you click on it, it will go back in. Okay. Another thing that you can do, of course, is add points to this question. Let's say this question wanted to have 30 points. And then here we have required, but this is not necessarily, you don't necessarily have to check it, because if you check it and the student doesn't answer, he cannot submit the quiz. But it's his choice if he doesn't want to answer. But if you want him to not submit, if he doesn't choose a random answer, even if he doesn't know it, you can check it. But I personally don't believe that's a very good option to do. Another thing that you can do here is shuffle options. If you check this, it's checked now. What will this do is that when each student opens the quiz, the order of the answers will not be the same. So it will shuffle the answers for him. For each student will have a different answer, different order for the answers. If you click on drop down and check it, instead of making it a multiple choice like this, it will be a drop down menu that he can choose from. Okay. So that's for the first question. Let's add another question, and we want it to be text based. So for the text based, he will enter an answer here as a text. So let's just call this question 2, and we can choose. Do you want this to be a long answer or a short answer? What's the difference? Here, I can choose the correct answer. So example, if I ask him how many discs are there in the human spine? Okay, I can write the correct answer, 23. Or I could write 23. Or add a different answer in a different form, 23. So now the students write the answer in any of these 3 forms, it will count it as correct. And I want to note that it's not case sensitive. So if he writes the capital T instead of a small t, it will work just fine, and it will auto grade it for him and give him the 30 points. If I choose long answer, I cannot do this. Let's choose long answer. And now he'll just write an answer and I have to see it and grade it. It will not be automatically graded. Okay, so this one will be automatically graded. This one will not. Another thing or useful thing that I can do is I can add a subtitle to this question. So I write the question, I add a subtitle here. I can, for example, after the question, I can give him instructions for the questions on how to solve it. Or for example, I can tell him write a paragraph that's not shorter than 250 words, for example, if we want. Okay, so this is why we might use the subtitle. Okay, another thing that we can do when we hover the question, we'll see this picture here. If we click it, we can either add an image to this question or add a video. When we want to add a video, it's useful. We can paste a Microsoft Stream link or a YouTube URL here. Make sure that the Microsoft Stream link that you post here, the student has permission to see. Otherwise, he'll not be able to play it. But let's say we want to add this video here. I already opened this video before about herniated discs. And I want to paste this video here. Add it. Now he will see the question up here. He can view the video while doing the quiz, and he'll view it here. He doesn't have to go to YouTube. And here I'll write the instructions, and here I'll put the points. If I don't like this video, I can delete it and choose another video. So this is other features that you can do. Okay, now I can add a new question down here, or if I want to add a question between these two, I'll click on this one and we'll see add new here. So it will add them in between. But if we want to add it at the end, we'll click on the last question and add a new. And you can even move the questions. If I want to move this one up, I'll click on up and it will become the first question and this will become the second question. So it's not really wise to always number the questions. You can just write the question and move them around as you like. And we'll see later how you can even shuffle the question. Each student will have a different order for question. Okay, so let's add a third type, which is the last one we're going to mention, which is upload. A file upload, this type of question will basically allow them to upload the folder. we can choose how many folders we want them to upload, and we can choose the size limit for the folder. 10 megabyte most likely is more than enough for any written document inside the quiz. Okay, so we can write the question and he'll be able to click on upload a folder to upload the folder. And we saw how to add an image or video. I think that's it. After we're done making the quiz, it's 90 points. Maybe you want it to be 100 points. So let's add 10 here. We changed it to 40. Now it's 100 points. And this is basically it. The quiz is done. I can add new questions, or I can just leave it as is. Even if I close it right now, close the browser, the quiz is already saved. As you can see here, it says Physio 101, Quiz 1, saved. It automatically saves as I'm doing it. Okay. What if I want to preview the quiz that I made and see how the students will see it? I click on preview. This is how the students will see it. They'll see question 2 with a video, and they can enter their answer. They'll see question 1. Anything. They can choose an answer here, and they can upload a folder. And I'm not going to upload a folder now. And since I didn't make it a required question, I can submit even without uploading a folder. So I'll submit. So this gave me, when I clicked on preview, it gave me how the quiz will look for the students. I can click on view results. To see my results, I can see here that I got 0 because I didn't choose the correct answer. And you see here in answer 1, since I answered incorrectly, it gave me the comment I wrote for the wrong answer and told me that this is the correct answer. And here I got 0 because I didn't write anything. And by the way, you can make it such that, we'll see how. You can make it so that the student doesn't see the correct answer right after he finishes the quiz. You can limit it until the quiz deadline is over, and then you can correct it. And after that, he'll be able to see the correct answers. Okay. And we're viewing this in a computer form. You can also view it in a mobile form, how it will look on a mobile. Okay. Let's click on back on the top left corner. This is basically the quiz that we created. Okay. Now let's change some of its settings. If we click on the top right corner, we have the 3 dots here. It will open settings. If we click on settings, it will show me these settings. The first one is show results automatically. We want to uncheck that. This way, they will not see the correct answer as soon as they submit. They'll have to wait until we see it and return it to them, and then they'll be able to view it and view the correct answers. Okay, here it's who can fill out this form. You can choose anyone, or people in my organization can respond. You want to check these 2. It's very important. Record name and 1 response per person. So record name so that if you want to export it to Excel, his name will be there, and each person can only answer once. And don't worry about whichever you check here of these 2. If you put the quiz inside the channel, it will automatically allow these people in that channel to view this quiz. So even if they weren't included here, it's okay. Okay, and down here we have this option we want to talk about, shuffling questions. I told you about it just a moment ago. And if you check it, each student will get different order of questions when he takes the quiz. Okay, and you can even lock some questions in place. So if I have, for example, 10 questions, I can choose a range from question 2 to question 4, for example, to lock them in place, and then the rest will be shuffled. But I'll just keep it on all the questions to shuffle all the questions. And here I can customize a thank you message that appears at the end for the students, and I can write it here. But the main message is your response was submitted. If I don't want to customize it, I don't need to customize it. We have here these 3. We can ignore them. We'll see how to set them inside Teams. So the main thing we said, you have to uncheck this so that they don't see the correct answer as soon as they're done. And you can shuffle the question. These are the main 2. And we entered to this pop-up window by clicking on these 3 buttons, and then, dots, and then clicking on settings. Okay, so now we're done. We have the quiz. Okay, we can just go back to forms here, and we have the quiz here. Now we can add it as a quiz inside Teams. But before we do that, I just want to mention a quick thing. If you want to make any form a real survey, even if a long one, not a short one like the one we put in the post tab, you can make a new form and then share it. How do you share it? This is the one we made earlier, for example. If you click on share, you can copy the link here and then share it with people. Notice that anyone with the link can respond. So for example, you registered for this session using a survey. The survey was created this way. They made anyone that with the link can respond, and they shared the link with you by clicking copy. If you don't want anyone to be able to view it, you'll have to change this option by clicking here to choose specific people. Okay, but this is a read-only form because it is a quick poll, because we made it inside Teams as a quick poll with one question only. That's why I couldn't change this here. Okay, if you click once again on the top left corner on forms, it takes you back to this page where you can see all of your forms. Okay, so we created this quiz. Now back to Teams. We said we want to create a quiz. So click create once again. And click on quiz. And this time we'll see the quiz that we have created. As you can see here, this is the quiz that we have created. Just select it, next. And a quiz, you'll notice here, is basically, it's a new assignment. It's like any other assignment. The only difference is that the attached folder is a forms folder, not a Word folder, not a PDF folder. And we have the points that we set there on the website. We can enter extra instructions here. And we have due dates and post dates and all that. And last time we saw 3 different dates that we want to edit. If we click here on edit, we said there are 3 dates. There is a post date to schedule it in the future and choose when this quiz will appear for the students. There is a due date where if they turn in after this due date, it will tell you that they turned in late. And there is a close date where the student will be forced to not be able to submit after it. So it's automatically set on the due date. So if we click on close date, now they will not be able to insert an answer or submit their answers after this date. Even if they were already inside the quiz and the time ran out, they will not be able to submit. Okay. And here, as we said, there's a short summary of what will happen to this quiz. It says it will post immediately, it's due on Friday, late turn-in are not allowed. Or if I change this date here, the close date, the late turn-in will be available until the close date. So how can we use this to try to make a quiz realistic, like the real life? We can make it posted, for example, at the last 20 minutes of our next lecture. So after I explain for 30 minutes, I'll tell them, you can go and do the quiz now. You have 20 minutes. If you are late, you will not be able to turn it in. So you put the close date, which is the time at the end of the lecture, so that they would not be able to submit after that. So that's what you can do if you want to try to make this experience like a realistic quiz for the students, or make it as controlled as possible. So click on done when you're done. So just like a normal assignment, click on assign. And we have this quiz here. We want to see how we can grade it. So let's go to a different channel that I have already submitted a quiz on. I'll go to the assignments. And I'm going to look for the quiz here. We have class 1, quiz 1. And here, we spoke about this option before. You can export the results of people, of students to Excel by clicking this symbol here, and it will download to your downloads. Okay, so this student turned in, and he turned in 1 minute late, but okay, we'll open it. That's fine. So it will open his phone for me. Here is his name. I can see other students if they already submitted, but there is no one else that submitted. We saw that he got 20 points out of 100. So let's see why. This question needs review. because I didn't set answers. So he watched the video. I told him what's the main point of the video. He said herniated discs and how they occur. So maybe I want to give him partial credit. I'm going to give him 40 because he wasn't very detailed. But I also want to make sure to add subtitle to this question to make him write a detailed answer if I want a detailed one. So I set this to 40. This one, he chose the correct answer. It was auto-graded and he got 20. So we're okay with that. This one was also auto-graded, but he wrote 23, which is the right answer. But the correct answers, I only set 23 as a number and the 23 with a dash in the middle. He didn't write either of those. He wrote a space in the middle, but it's basically correct. So I'll give him the 30 points. So on auto-graded question, I can grade it. So I'm done. That's it. I'm done grading his quiz and he got 90 points. Since I'm done reviewing his quiz, now he will be able to see the correct answers after I have reviewed it. If I clicked on the option that I spoke about. I can go to the next student, but as I said, no one else submitted. So that's basically it. If I close it now, it's returned to him. The grade here should be changed. We'll see it in the grades, for example. For the quiz, it's 90. It's already returned, but if you just want to make sure, just return it here. Yep, to return it. Okay, so that's basically how, and once I've returned it, he can view his correct answers. And once again, in the grades, as I said, you can export to Excel, all the grades of all the students. Okay, so that's basically about the quizzes and how you can create a quiz and you can also grade it. So we're out of time, but I'm going to tell you what's left if you guys want. The most important thing that I want to speak about is the chats button. The rest are very quick. And we have then miscellaneous items. One of them, I think it's important, inviting big number of students to meetings. I think at least this one is important. So if you could let me know in the chat if you want me to continue, if you want me to continue all of them or just chats and inviting, write chats and inviting. Please let me know in the chat.
بس في سؤال related to the quiz section. It's an anonymous attendee, but I think the quiz, what I know what they mean, but they say, can you edit the quiz after you assign it? يعني فرضاً they found like a typo or whatever, but they already assigned the quiz. And maybe like a part of the class have started answering it. What's the best way about this?
Yeah, yes, you can do that. It's basically by going to the website and clicking on the quiz. You'll edit it on the website, but I believe, oh, okay, one second. I think I tried it yesterday and it didn't work properly. Let's try it now. Let's go to the quiz. Let's try it live. We'll go to the quiz, which was quiz 1 here. And we want to edit assignment. We can click here, open in Teams. Okay, and yes, I believe, no, wait. File quiz missing information, please try to reload the page to create the question. Yeah, okay, no, you cannot edit the quiz after you've inserted it. So what you can do is you can basically delete it and then make a new one after changing it here on the website. So yeah, to edit a quiz, you'll have to delete it, go to the website, edit it, and then make a new quiz. That's basically what you have to do.
Important to preview your quiz before actually assigning. I think it's very important.
Yeah, it's very important to always preview your quiz, which if you click on the quiz and you click on preview here, you'll be able to see it. So always make sure to view your quiz, preview the quiz before assigning it. Once again, you just enter to the quizzes page and click on preview here. All right.
Okay, and in response to your question on what you want them to go forward with, a lot of people are saying all, and some are saying chats and invite. I believe we should go forward with all, and people who are short on time can actually come back to us and look at the recording. So ما عليك أمر that you go through it.
Yes, all right.
And we answered within the webinar most of the questions. We just have 3 to go through at the end. So توكل على الله مهندس.
Okay, all right. We'll start with chats. Okay, so here is the chats button. We didn't speak about it before. Maybe we only said one thing about it, is that lectures that are not associated with a team or a channel will appear here. Last time when we scheduled a meeting, we saw that even while scheduling a meeting, we choose a channel. If we don't choose a channel there, the meeting will come here. And here, as we said, the meeting has its own chat, it has its own recording, and it has its own files, if any files were shared in the meeting. Okay, but now what we want to talk about is using chat to chat with people. Okay, so how to chat with people? We click on this pen button up here. It's not even related to the chat button. I can see it on any button. It's up here on the upper label. Okay, so once I click it, it will ask me to enter a name or a group. So I'll enter my name. I can enter more than one student or more than one person to make it a group, but we'll see how to do that after the chat is made. So I'll just click on enter, and we can see the chat was already there, so it took me to that chat with this person instead of creating a new one, because I already had the chat open. So even if I had the conversation here, it will take me to that conversation of the person that I already spoke with. But if I choose a new person, it will create a new conversation with that person. Okay, so what can we see here? We have a chat tab, which is basically the post tab, but it's called chat because this is a chat, not a team or a channel. Okay, so we can write anything we like. We can format it. If we click on format, we can format what we want to write. Hello. Okay. We can post it just like a normal post, but it will appear like this. It will not appear like a post. So there is no reply button. You can just chat with me one by one. It's just like WhatsApp or any other direct messaging service. We can also attach folders from my OneDrive or upload from my computer. I cannot share from inside Teams here. I cannot share from inside any team I have. I have to share either from my folder or upload from my computer, or I can drag and drop from my computer and drop it here. The new option that we can see here is this option. So let's write any message. So if we click on the exclamation mark here, it's a standard message. I can make it an imported message. The imported message will basically specify that this message is important. What this will do is that the notification that he'll get, it will tell him it's an important notification. So he might want to enter immediately if he sees that it's an important message. So I click on it, and he'll get notified that it's an important message. And even inside the chat, he can see that it's an important message. Okay. The third option is urgent, but I don't suggest really doing that or using it a lot. What this will do, the recipient that you send the message to will get notified every 2 minutes for 20 minutes forward. So he will get 10 notifications. Every 2 minutes, he'll get 1. And once I send it, immediately I send it, he'll get the 11th one. So he'll get 1 as soon as I send it, and then 10 every 2 minutes. Okay. So this is just for very urgent matters that you want to nudge the person and tell him that, okay, this is a very urgent matter, please reply, and it will notify him every 2 minutes. So this is the only difference basically than the post tab. We have this here. Okay, and we talked about attaching and formatting. Next, we have the files here. The files here, whatever is shared in the chat, this chat, whatever is shared here or attached, will be found here. I can even immediately put files, drag and drop here. Okay, and what will happen is that any file that is shared here in this chat, where will it be saved? When we did this on a team, it was saved on a cloud specifically for that channel. Okay, but here, this is just a chat. There is no cloud associated with a chat. It will be saved in files here inside my own cloud. So don't really associate it with files inside Teams. It will be inside my cloud. So whenever I enter my cloud through using the university email and my university password, I will find the files there, and we'll show it when we come to the files button. Okay, but just know that any file I share here will be inside my cloud. I can show you an example. Here is my OneDrive, my personal OneDrive. If I open it, the first folder I see is Microsoft Teams chat files. So inside Microsoft Teams chat files, which is inside my Kuwait University OneDrive, which is my cloud, I have these files that were shared inside the chat with someone else. So all of the files that are sent to someone in a chat will be found here. All right. So if you want to know where they are exactly saved, they'll be found here inside your cloud. On your cloud, you can enter it from many locations, from the website, from having a cloud folder here. You can enter it you can put it on your desktop, sorry, and or you can find it here in the files tab. So just know the location. While in the team, when I share a file in a channel, it's saved in a cloud specifically for that channel, which we can access how? By going to SharePoint, which is what we spoke about at the beginning. SharePoint was used to manage our files. Okay, so that's for the files and where they are saved. Here, what we can do is we can start a video call, which is a meeting. We can start an audio call, or we can simply share our screen with this person. So whenever I start a call or a meeting or share my screen, I can click on any of these and it will notify him that I started something with him. And you also see this on the chat, this pop-up chat button. You can see it here next to the person, and you can see it here. What does it do? It pops the chat in a separate window. This is useful if you want to go and view another team or anything. It will be a pop-up window where you can access it here. So you can just have it as a separate window and close it like this. You don't have to be inside Teams, or you don't have to be inside the chats button to view this chat. Okay, we'll just close it. So that's how to pop up and how to call. And basically, as I said, a new thing. Anything that we share inside the meeting, we have a chat. We can share folders. We can record chats. So if we do that here, they'll also appear here in the chat. We'll see the recordings, the files that are shared. Anything that we write inside a meeting will also find it here. And now we can add new people. When we showed how to create a new chat, we showed how to add new people or more than one person in a chat. But even inside the chat, I can do it. And I will not lose this chat. I'll click here on the top right corner, this button, which is add people. If I click it, I can add anyone I want. I'll add my other email. So I added myself. As you can see, it opened a new chat and it says draft because it's not created yet. I have to send a message for it to be created. And the old chat is still there with Mohammad Al-Eidi. I didn't lose the chat. It's separate window. So why is it a draft here? I said I have to write anything. So let's write hello. Now the chat was created, as you can see, and I sent the message and it's not a draft anymore. Once I send it and it's not a draft anymore, I can click on this pen here to change the name of the group. Instead of naming it Mohammed, I can change the name of the group. For example, project X, save it. So now this group chat has a name, just like a WhatsApp group chat, for example. Okay, and even after I add people, I can still make calls and share my screen, and all the files can be shared here and will also be found in my chats, in my personal cloud, if I share any files here. And as I said, we can still call and do whatever we want, and we can still pop out the chat. Okay, now that I have 2 people inside and I'm the third, so we have 3 people in a chat, we can add more people. Let's click the same button. If I click this button now, this time it's different. If I have 3 people, it will show me these 3 people, and then it will show me add people. And of course, I can leave the group. So let's click on add people. Let's see what happens. I clicked on add. Now I can write any email I want here to add them. I can write even multiple names. Okay, but then I have options of sharing. I can either make them enter the group, but they will not see the chat history. This is exactly the same as what happens in WhatsApp groups. When you're added to a group, you don't see the history. So you can check this, or you can include history from the past 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, you can specify it. So you can include the chat history, the files, the recordings from the last 3 days. Or you could add or include all the chat history for him. Even if you don't include the chat history for him, you will be still able to see your old messages, but he will not be able to see it. You'll see his name down here. It will not create a new group for him. No. It will be the same group. You'll see the messages. He won't see the old messages. So this is a pretty nice thing to utilize however you like. So why do you want to use chats anyway? Chats are a good way for office hours, for example. If students want to ask, as we said, we could click here on our picture and we can set a status message. If we set our office hours on the status message, whenever anyone wants to chat with us, he will see this, see the office hours, so he would know to write now or not, or he could write and expect you to reply whenever the office hours come in. Or if we have a project, if I have a project with another doctor, but it doesn't really require a whole team to be created, I can just make it a group chat or with 2 other doctors and add these 2 doctors and use this group chat. As a place where we share folders and we collaborate on a project. So there's no really a need to create a whole team for any project I want to do. But mainly, I believe it's important for office hours. Okay. This is all in the recent tab in the chat because it shows us all the recent chats. What about this contacts button? If I click it, it's pretty simple. I have a favorites group. I have a pinned group that I created, and to each group I can add members. So I can add contacts to each group. The favorite is a standard one and you cannot delete it. But this one, the pinned group, I can delete it because it's one that I created. I can even rename it. Okay. And how to use these groups? I add contacts to it, and each group can have different contacts. For example, if I'm working with a scholarship committee in my department, I can make a scholarship committee group. This way, even when I want to create a new chat, I can enter the group's name and it will appear so that I start a name with this group. Okay. So how to create a new group? Down here, it says create a new group. Click on it, simply write anything, literally anything, create, and you'll see anything here. But it doesn't have any people yet because I didn't add any people, but you can add people and collapse it or expand it to show the participants. So this is the context, but mostly recent will be enough for you unless you have a lot of chats. Okay, so quickly, the next button is the calls button. The calls button is very simple. You can type the name of any person you want here and you can call them. You can either have an audio call or a video call. And here in the speed dial window, here you have the groups that you have created. You will not see favorites, but you'll see the other groups that you have created in the chats button. Okay, and you can also add people to them here or rename it. You could add people to the speed dial and they will appear here. You could create a new group to add a new group here. So you could either create a new group in the calls button or in the chats button. Okay, next we have contacts. Contacts, basically you can have here all your contacts that you frequently contact, or you want to make a list here, but you can also do that in the speed dial. And then you have history. History, it will show you the history of your calls. So here I can see I have a missed call from Mohammad, which is myself. The date was today at 3:50. So 40 minutes before this lecture, I made a missed call to Dr. Munira. She didn't reply. I did this to show you an example of voicemails. So if you call someone and they don't reply, it will take you to voicemail, where it will tell you to record the message after the beep. So I recorded a message for Dr. Munira. It will appear here. So here is a voicemail I have recorded. It has the date, it has everything. I can even delete it if I want. I can call back. I could add him to contacts, add him to speed dial. I can mark it as unread to hear it later, anything I want. And of course, it will also appear in activity. as a notification. So I click on this voicemail, I can play it, and I can change the speed. I can make it 2 times as fast. I could make it slower. And that's basically it. And here, the nice thing is you can see the captions of what I was saying. I said, good afternoon, doctor. I wanted to talk to you regarding my thesis that we agreed to talk today about, and so on and so forth. So I can see the caption here. Of course, at the end, it will write, you received a voicemail from Al-Eidi. So the captions of what I said ends here. This is basically all that I said in the voicemail. So this is auto detection, but it mostly works very nicely for when you're speaking in English, of course, not in Arabic. So this is the calls button. It's pretty simple. Just add anyone here to call. Here you have the history, and here you have the voicemail. You don't even need to use those two unless you would like to organize your work. Next is the assignments button. It's also pretty simple and very quick. The point of this is to show you all of your classes, and you can go to them one by one to grade your homeworks or view your homeworks or create a new homework. So I'll click on class 1, for example. Click on next.
عليك أمر بس في سؤالين بنفس الكولز button عشان ناخذهم in relation. The one is, can we make calls with individuals outside Kuwait University?
I'm not sure about this one actually. I haven't tried it, but it's basically up to the university, and if it's still there, I actually think they would disable it, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it.
And there's also related question, I believe, related to the one I just asked. Dr. Dana Gallaf says, can we start or send a meeting invitation to someone outside KU? If yes, will it be done by placing his or her email?
Yes, it can be done. Just when you're making the meeting, scheduling the meeting, and the required attendees, just insert his normal email, and he will be invited, and he can enter the meeting without having a Teams account. He'll just go to the web app and join the meeting from there.
يعطيك العافية. دكتورة رقية طولين بالك علينا، سؤالك مهم وبنسأله بالأخير.
تمام. Okay. So we were on the assignments button. We said this is basically to quickly access the assignments of each of your classes. So I chose a class and clicked on next. It showed me the graded, the already existing assignments, the drafts that I have, and I can create assignments from here. If I want to view another team quickly, just click on it, choose the other team, click on done. It will show me the other team. So this is basically, if you don't want to go inside your teams one by one, you want to grade all the assignments at once, you can use this button. Okay. Calendar, we already know about it. Activity, we already know about it. We just have files to talk about in the buttons, and then the help button down here. So files, there are 3 sections. There is the recent files, which are the most recent, recently opened files inside Teams that I opened. Okay, so it will show all the files when they were modified, where is their location. So this file was modified 2 hours ago by me, and it's inside physiotherapy team in the general channel, and so on and so forth. Okay, or if I click on Microsoft Teams, it will show me all the files that I have inside Microsoft Teams, inside all of the teams. So any team that I have, it will show me here the file that I have inside that team. It will show me when it was modified by who, and the location. And we can have options here. We can open it online, download it, or get a link. We wouldn't really need that, but we have these 3 options to do. And we can refresh the list by clicking on this button. Okay, then we have downloads. Downloads is basically anything that I've downloaded inside of Teams. How do we download quickly? We click here, we click on download. Let's download references, for example. Okay, I clicked download for references. I'll go to downloads now. It tells me that we downloaded it. I'll go to downloads, and the first thing that I saw, references, which is what I just downloaded, and any other files that I've downloaded before. If you download a whole folder, not a single file, it will download it as a zip file, and you have to open the zip file and then find your folder inside. And these are basically all saved inside my downloads folder, which you can access by searching downloads Here, you search downloads or open the file explorer. Let's wait for it to open and then click on downloads here on the left side. Or you could simply click here, open downloads folder. It will directly open that folder for you. So there are many ways to enter the downloads folder inside your computer. Then this is OneDrive, which is your own personal cloud that Kuwait University provides for you. And we already spoke about it. Here, it's just providing you a way of entering to your cloud easily. Otherwise, as I said, you can enter it from the website, which is by clicking open in OneDrive, or you can visit OneDrive and insert your initials for Kuwait University, and you'll view it. Or there are ways to insert the cloud inside your desktop. But that's basically it here. This is a way of viewing your own cloud. And as you can see here, we have this Microsoft Teams chat files, which is for any file that we shared inside of a chat. And as we see here, I shared 9 hours ago, I shared the references file with someone in the chats. All right, and I have the file size also modified by who and the status. It will be private between myself and the one I shared it with. Okay, and then if I use other cloud services like, for example, Google Drive or what was it called? Sorry, Dropbox. Yes, if I use Dropbox, Google Drive, or any other type of cloud storage service, I can add it here. Just click on it and you'll have a way to sign in and add this cloud, this external cloud into Microsoft Teams. So you can have your own OneDrive, your own Dropbox, and all the, Dropbox and all the other cloud providing services that you are signed up to. So Files makes it easy to see all of your files. That's why it's called Files. Okay. Now we're gonna see the help button, which is at the bottom left corner. This is the last one of the buttons. Before we see the topics up here, we'll speak about these 4 bottom options. Once you click on help, these 4 bottom options are pretty useful. You could click on suggest a feature, which will take you to Microsoft's website where you can suggest a feature, and there people can vote on the feature, and the features that people suggest and have the most votes will more quickly be added to Teams. And we'll see soon that Teams is quickly expanding and adding new updates every few days. Here we can report a problem. It will also take us to a website where we report a problem. It will be like a forum where we could post our problem, people could answer to it, or Microsoft representatives could answer to it. We can click on this to give feedback. This will not take us to the website. It will open a pop-up window where I can write my feedback, and it will be sent under my organization's license for Office to Microsoft Office. So this is basically a paid feedback being sent to Microsoft. So maybe they'll care more about this feedback than the ones on their website. Okay. And then the last one is Ask Community. This will also take us to another forum where we can ask anyone in the community. People can reply to our post. It's basically just a normal forum. Okay. But if we want to enter the help button, we have the topics up here. Let's click on browse topics, for example. Now we enter the help button, which has 3 tabs. It has topics, training, what's new. About is just it's going to tell you what's the last update that you have downloaded for Microsoft Teams. It will tell you the version basically. Okay. But let's go to topics. What does topics have? It basically has simple topics that help you get introduced to Teams. It can teach you how to create a team as a class, as a staff team, as a PLC, other types of teams, remote learning. Here you can enter and you'll find a lot of resources about remote learning using Teams, and so on and so forth. You can find many topics that you can browse through in Microsoft Teams. Okay, let's go to the next tab, which is training. In this tab, we have educational videos to help us in getting started with Microsoft Teams. You can either view the videos here or click on the links or useful links that they have here. They even have courses to teach you. So this is getting started. There is 2 videos: create or join a team, manage team members, navigate your teams, and this is the working together subtitle, and there are many subtitles, and under each subtitle there are videos that give you tips, show you how to do things, and so on and so forth. So it's pretty useful if you have any small question you want answered quickly. You don't have to look it up on YouTube. You might find the answer here directly. And lastly, there's what's new. This is basically every update that they post. And as I said, they post updates very frequently because they just add small features bit by bit. So June 19th, they added one. 15th, they added. June 9th, they added one. 5th, 27th of May. They add a lot of things very frequently. Okay, because it's a new platform, and due to the worldwide condition with COVID-19, they're trying to optimize their program and update it frequently to add any features people need. So this is for the button. As I said, what's left now? What's left now is the miscellaneous part, where we're going to speak about these different subjects that are not related or not under one scope. First, we want to speak about inviting big numbers of students to meetings. This is not an optimum method, but I think this is the fastest method that I could come up with. But remember the file that we entered here for students to input their information, this Excel file that we created. Once we create a class, it's a good idea to make a file like this and tell students to enter their information, so that you have their names, university ID for your own sake, to correct their grades and assign their grades in the system, and then the university email so that you can contact them on Teams or on Outlook, which is the mail providing service for Microsoft. So we'll see how to use these emails to invite them quickly. And as I said, I suggest that you do this, upload the folder to your file, to your channel once you create the channel, and ask all students to participate in it. And as we saw, we posted about this Excel file. Let's go up there. I'm not sure why it's getting me down. Yeah, here. It's getting me down every time. Where is the Excel folder? Yes, here. Make sure to mention all students and tell them to fill in the tab once you put it, so that you make sure you have all the students there. Okay, and put it as a tab so they can add it. Okay, so how can we use this file? I already have this file here on my PC. I'll open this file. It's better to open it on your computer. If the student already filled it up, open it on your computer by downloading it and then opening it. So let's keep this aside. We'll open Teams. I'll go to calendar, and I'll schedule a new meeting. Just like what we did last session, we scheduled a new meeting and we want to add all the students as required attendees, so that they get the email in their calendar, and they also get notified when the meeting starts. And yeah, so that's why we want to add the students here rather than just adding the channel. Okay, so what I'll do now, I'll press on the Windows button on my keyboard, and while I have it pressed, I'll click on the right arrow. So keep the Windows button pressed and click on the right arrow, and this will happen. The window will go to the right side, and I'll have my other windows that I can open on the left side. So I'll choose this Excel file to be opened on the left side. Okay, so now I have Teams on the right side and Excel on the left side. So what I'll do, simply, I'll go on the emails one by one and copy, paste them. So I'll copy, paste, and choose the student. Copy, paste, choose the student. Once again for the third student. And make sure for them to enter their whole email so that no similar emails get confused. Okay. So in 10 seconds, I invited 4 students. So if you have a list of 40 students, you can invite them in about 2 minutes. Yani. So it doesn't take long, but it's a pretty sufficient way for now. If the university doesn't, or Microsoft team doesn't make a new feature by August. And I heard that the university might create a new feature where you can invite them using the university ID also. So you can copy and paste the university ID here. But this is basically a sufficient way to invite all the students here. And you only have to do it once because your meeting will be repeated for the rest of the semester. So that's what I wanted to speak about adding multiple or many people to meetings. We'll not schedule this meeting. We'll just close it, discard. And if you want to maximize the window again, just maximize it here. So it's pretty simple. Last time we didn't speak about canceling a meeting, so let's go to this meeting, even though it's old.
مهندس بناخذ سؤال الدكتورة رقية. She's very patient with us.
Yes.
Don't mind, we can answer her question now.
Right.
He's asking if she's holding a meeting, her students have joined. Can we do interactive student responding during the meeting, i.e. asking an MCQ or about a video or a poll? Like you explained the poll previously, but can you do it within the context of a live lecture?
Yes, you can. When you're inside a meeting, I'll just join this meeting randomly. When you're inside a meeting, go to the chat. We'll wait for the chat to open. Click here, and you can create a form quickly. So I believe that was the question. We'll wait for it to load. Yep, and I can put a poll here, add multiple options. Let's just write anything. I can choose it to be multiple answers or not. I'll just click next, send, and it's sent. So they can vote here, and you'll see the answers here. And since this meeting is associated with a channel, if you go to the posts tab of this channel, you'll also see this replies for this meeting on the post tab of this channel. Does that answer the question?
I believe so, Mohammad. If not, Dr. Rugaya, please type an addendum to what you said previously. إن شاء الله يكون واضح. تفضل.
All right, I'll just hang up. Okay. So yeah, as you can see in the Teams post tab, this was the meeting, I think. Was it this one? If I see in the replies, I should find the form. Yes, in the replies of this meeting, in the post tab of this channel, I can find the form that I posted inside the meeting. So even after the meeting, I can see it. Okay. So what I wanted to say regarding meetings, last time we didn't talk about canceling a meeting. If you want to cancel a meeting, simply in this window, go to cancel meeting, click on it. You can write a cancellation note, which will be sent by email to all the attendees. And you can cancel it by clicking on cancel. And that's basically the meeting was canceled. So this is a way to cancel the meetings. The next thing I wanted, also if you want to cancel a whole series, it's the same thing, but don't cancel any one of this series. First click on view series. After click on view series, you cancel the meeting. So that's another way to cancel the whole series. Okay, so in the series, if for example, next week's class, I want to apologize, I'm going to cancel only next week's class. So I click on it, next week's class. I'll write cancel, and I'll cancel only a course, not the whole series. If I want to cancel only the course, I will write for them, for example, I'm sick, I'm busy, I can't make this class. I will upload a pre-recorded lecture, for example, and it will be sent for them by messages, and it will cancel this class only for this week, not all the series. Okay, so that's for canceling. Another miscellaneous subject I want to talk about is Outlook and Outlook's calendar specifically. The calendar that I have on Teams, I mean, is synced with my Outlook calendar. So I'll go to my Outlook calendar, but this is my personal one, not the doctor's calendar. And in Outlook, if I go to the bottom left corner, I have a calendar here. Instead of viewing my emails, I'll click on the calendar. If I click on it, I'll see my whole calendar. Of course, it's a different view, but for example, this class, every week, I have it on my calendar. And this class, this one was on the left side. This was the one that I just canceled, and it says canceled, and it's in white. Anything that's canceled will stay there, but it will be in white. And if I click on it, it will show me why it was canceled. It will show me the message that was sent when the meeting was canceled. So Outlook's calendar is more versatile and has more options than Teams. Okay, and since it's synced, the useful thing about Outlook is that whenever there's a meeting, it will send me a reminder 15 minutes before the meeting. So 15 minutes before the meeting, if I'm on my computer, it will show me a pop-up and it will have a simple ringing sound, and it will show me that you have a meeting in 15 minutes. Also, when the meeting starts, it will also send the reminder again. So this is on a computer, but it's much more useful if you download the Outlook app on your mobile and then just sign in there with your university email. That way, you don't even have to have the application open on your mobile. Whenever there's a meeting, you'll get a notification on your mobile that there's a meeting in 15 minutes. So I highly recommend that you download the Outlook app on your phone and sign in there with your university account so that you get the reminders from that calendar. And as I said, it's fully synced with this calendar. So don't worry about trying to repeat the calendar there. It's already synced. Okay, two more topics to speak about. First one, speak about managing classes setting. We'll go to our team, the physiotherapy team. And here we have these three dots here next to the team's name, because we want to manage the team's settings. So click on more options and manage team. I believe we came here last time, but we only saw how to get the code. We want to see more now. So after we clicked on these three dots and manage team, we want to click on settings. And we spoke about the team code last time. This time I want to talk about different things. If we want to edit the name of the team, we can click here on the three dots on the top, manage team, edit team, to change the name of the team. Okay, we're not going to change it now. We also can change a theme, change the theme for the team, which is just the picture. So we can click here to change the picture associated with this team and put a representative picture for the team. Okay. We also have member permissions. These are the permissions for the students. For example, do you want to allow them to add or remove apps? Do you want to allow them to upload custom apps to your channel? Do you want to allow them to remove or add tabs? Many things. So here, if you check this, owners can delete all messages. So do you want to disable this or you want to keep it? Do you want to be able to delete all the messages? Do you want to give the members the ability to delete their message, or only you want to do it? Do you want to give them the ability to edit their messages, or only you want to do it? So here is basically different permissions for the members, which are your students. Okay, but owners are not affected by this. We also have the mentions. So as you saw, you could mention the whole channel or mention the whole team as an owner, right? But the student can also do it. So members can also do it. Do you want to give them this option or not? So maybe you don't want students to abuse this, or maybe annoy other students or other people in the team by mentioning the channel every once in a while. So you can disable it if you want, or you can keep it enabled as you like. So this is for the mentions. And last thing is the fun stuff. If you want to keep it professional, want to keep the class professional, you can disable the stickers and memes, which are basically the GIF or the stickers or the emojis. And you can disable custom memes, which is basically means the custom GIFs that they might upload. So it's better to keep it professional for your class if you'd like. So you can uncheck them and they won't be able to post fun stuff basically to the team. Okay, and the last thing, I'm sorry for taking too long. Oh God, I took 1 hour longer. Okay, I'm sorry. I hope it's being useful. I clicked on my name up here and I want to change the settings for teams as a whole. So I click on settings. So what I can do here is I can change the theme for teams. If I don't want the screen to be too harsh on my eyes, I can go into dark mode or night mode or high contrast mode. I'm not sure why someone would use it, but someone might find it attractive, but you could use dark or just stay on the default one, which is the white interface, white and purple interface. And then for the teams, we have the grid option, which we have been using. There's another option called list. I like it very much, to be honest. If we click on list, we can see here on the left, it's already changed. Okay, let me close this. It's already changed. So I have my teams on top of each other. I can collapse them to stop seeing the channels I mean, or I can expand them to see the channels. So this is much easier so that you can move between channels quickly. So here I can go to this general channel and it will stay here. If I want to visit this discussion channel, I can visit it from another team. It's pretty easy. And I can pin teams up here so that the most important teams, I can pin them. So by clicking, oh, sorry, I'm not sure. How do you pin teams? Okay, this is unpinned, but how do you pin it? I believe you have to drag and drop it. Yep. Nope, it's not working. Yeah, I'm not actually, I'm not sure how to pin a team. Yep, here. Okay, it's here. So go to any channel, for example. If we pin it, does that do it? Yep. Okay. Here you can only pin channels. I'm sorry, I haven't tried it before. You can only pin channels, not entire teams. Okay, but you can change the order of the teams as you like. You can move this one up by drag and drop. Simply drag and drop and change the order of the teams that you have. Or you could pin channel. I'll just unpin this one. Okay. The other setting I want to talk about, go back to settings here inside. It's the privacy. So regarding privacy, the one I want to talk about is read receipts. So do you want to inform people that you have read their messages or not? If you don't want them to be informed that you read it, just uncheck it and they will not see when you read the message, or keep it checked so that they can see that you read the message. Maybe if you're too busy and too many students talk to you, it's better to keep it off. Okay. Next one, talk about notifications. This is basically any type of thing that would notify you inside Teams. You can find it here, and you have options for it. You have banner and email. Banner means you'll get a banner down here on the right corner that this thing happened. So what is this? Personal mentions. If someone mentions you personally, do you want to get a banner and find it in the activities? So we chose yes. We'll get it as a banner, and any banner we get will also be found in activity, and we'll also get an email on Outlook that this guy mentioned me. Or maybe I just want it to be a banner, so I'll get it down here and see it in my activity feed. Or I don't want a banner, I just want to see it in my activity feed, so I'll choose only show on feed. So I can choose this for channel mentions. If someone mentions a whole channel, do I want to see it if I'm in the channel? If someone mentions a whole team, do I want to see it if I'm in the team? And I can do this for basically everything here. So you can go and look through it and decide what you'd like. Some of them can even turn off. It will not even appear in the feed if you'd like. And you can make it banner and email or whatever you'd like. So that's for notifications. We'll speak a bit about devices. Here you'll set up your devices. You can change your main mic or main speaker, sorry. You can choose the main mic that you're using with Teams, and you can see your front camera or change it to the rear camera and make it the official one. Okay, so that's for the devices. And lastly, we have calls. For calls, we have this, which is the most important. Calls ring me. If unanswered, get them to voicemail or do nothing. So if I click on this option, anyone who calls me, I will get a ring on my computer or on my phone. I will get notification basically. And if I don't answer, it will take them either to voicemail or do nothing. Let's say I want to take them to voicemail. After how long does it take them to voicemail? After 10 seconds of ringing, 20, 30, you can take it up to 60. If you don't want people to keep ringing you on for more than 20 seconds, just keep it at 20 or 10 seconds and it will take them to voicemail after. If you don't want voicemail, do nothing and you'll cancel the voicemail option for them. There is forward my calls. This way the calls will not be ringed for you and they will automatically be taken to voicemail immediately. So it's up to you which one to choose. And you can change the ringtone also for your calls. You can change the ringtone that you'll hear. And that's about it. Oh, one last thing, I'm sorry. Here, if you want to join a new team, you'll find the button came down here. So once you want to join a new team or create a new team, it will be down here. Last time it was on the top right, I believe. Now it will be on the bottom if you have this view. So if you want to join a team, click here and you'll join a team. And that's it. So thank you very, very much for staying. We have 31 participants. We want to thank these heroes for staying this long. I'll turn on my camera again. If there are any questions that I can answer, I hope you all enjoyed. If you have any feedback, you could write in the chats. And now we're gonna go on to the Q&A.
Thank you, Mohandes. It was a very comprehensive explanation, and I believe you touched on topics that were specific in this webinar. يعطيك العافية ما قصرت.
Allah يعافيك.
We answered a lot of the questions throughout. There's just one point, I believe, by someone called Baz Kuwait. They're asking if we want to email, can you send emails from MS Teams? Maybe he means through the channel. If you can just quickly, please.
You cannot send emails. You have to, the only way you send emails basically is through the calendar. When you put someone as a required attendee, he'll get an email for a meeting, or if he has the notifications here in the settings that we just spoke about, if he has them on so that he gets an email when you mention him, he'll see that, but you cannot create an email and send it to someone and write a specific message. You'd have to go to Outlook and basically create a new email and send it to them.
But you can send it through the channel. You can send one email to the whole channel.
I don't believe so. No, you can't.
If you go, sorry.
You can post it inside the channel, yes, but not as an email on Outlook.
So if you go through the three dots, sorry, بس عشان أنا أتأكد إن إحنا جاوبنا سؤاله. يطلع.
Oh, okay, yes, I get you. You mean get the email address for this channel? Okay, yeah, okay.
A quick email just to make sure, I don't know.
That it reaches all the students, yes. So you get this email basically, yes. This is the email between the two arrows. If you use this email inside Outlook, you have to copy it and paste it there inside Outlook. You'll be able to send an email to everyone, but it's still through Outlook. Teams itself, it doesn't allow you to send emails. But yes, thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. I think, okay, last question about the poll during the meeting. Can we upload a ready-made one, or does it have to be done right then and there?
You could do it by copying the link for the form. Let me come to here. You can, if you create a new form, for example, let's say we have this one, and you click on share, you could copy this link and paste it. I'm not sure if it will open inside the meeting or they have to visit the website. I'm not sure, but that's the way to do it. Maybe
the chat on the side of the actual meeting.
Yeah, it will be through the chat. You'll share this link through the chat. Otherwise, what you may do is, if there is a way to download this folder, I'm not sure if it allows us to download folders here. Share, is there a download button? I don't think there's a download button. Yeah, so you'd have to copy the link immediately and send it to you. You can't share the survey as a document by dragging and dropping it, for example. The best way to do it would be to share the link inside the chat of the meeting.
Okay. يعطيك العافية مهندس. Thank you very much for your time and effort. And this is the second time you do this voluntarily, and we really, really appreciate it. And you can see it in the comments as well and the feedback that we get after the webinar. So inshallah, everything will be made available to everyone, the recorded webinar, as well as the resource PDF material. Mashallah, we stayed for a really long time, and there was interaction. I hope it was clear for everyone. If something was unclear, refer back to the video. Please try it out. We suggest doing a pilot with your students. And also, inshallah, between us in the e-learning team, we will do a checklist for both the webinar, the essentials of Microsoft Teams, and another checklist for the advanced features discussed today. Again, I would like to thank Jarrib, and I would like to again thank you, Mohandes Mohammad. Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
Thank you everyone for attending. Qawakum Allah.
يعطيكم العافية. Thank you. And thank you, Jarrib, once again.
العفو. شكرا.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.